What's up? What's up? We got the live stream going, y'all. Just got to update this thumbnail real quick. About to get into some Scream 6 spoilers, y'all. Oh, come on. Always with the thumbnail stuff. Let me fix this thumbnail real quick, y'all, and then we can get into it. One second, y'all. What's up, everybody? What's up, CN? What's up, John? Triple Swiss. What's up, Abel? Just putting this thumbnail up real quick, and then we can get into it. Can you guys hear me okay? What's up, Democrat? Can you guys hear me okay? Is the music too loud? Hit me with your feedback while we get this thumbnail up. Here we go. Here we go. Should I put Scream 6 or should I put Scream Roman numeral 6? What is the correct way? I'm going to put Roman numeral for now, but we might change that here in a minute. All right. Cheater Hype and CM, y'all are putting 6? Okay. What's up, Corey?
Yo, what's up, dog?
Let me change this background real quick.
Can you hear me?
Oh yeah. Let's see. Let's put this back there. Here, that looks cool, right? Maybe.
It's not green? Yes.
Nah, we're not doing green. We're not doing green today.
Not
What's
do
up?
green from now on, hopefully.
Scream fan, this is Corey, if y'all don't know Corey. What's up, Seth?
Oh, you're already going?
Oh yeah, we're here, dog. We're here.
Heck yeah.
I had some technical difficulties getting into it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so anyone that has not seen Corey, that means when you found the channel with the Scream stuff, you did not go back and watch all the amazing videos on the channel, which breaks my heart. So Dallas and Corey are the two other homies of the Dork Side. So usually when we're doing reviews and stuff, it's me, Dallas, and Corey. So we usually don't do live streams. So this is our first live stream. Now Corey has seen the movie twice.
I have.
I haven't even talked to Corey about this movie. So this is kind of like a first time talking with Corey about it.
Yeah.
Did you fuck with it?
It's okay. It's all right.
Yeah.
Like I enjoyed the kills, but like nothing else really stuck for me outside of that. Like I think the kills are all right, and so if I go see a slasher and the kills are good, I'm all right with it.
All right, but
up,
you weren't super deep on the Scream bag though, right?
No, really, I've only seen your reactions. I haven't seen the movies. Okay. I know more scary movie Scream stuff than I do like the actual Scream.
So when you went into Scream 6, were you like expecting super high bar, super low bar? Like,
I wouldn't expect it. No, I wouldn't. The bar wasn't high. I wouldn't say it was low. Somewhere in the middle, because I knew for a fact that since we haven't really seen them, that maybe they weren't, that great. But I knew they had to be popular considering they were always in the scary movie franchises.
I want to get into some spoilers. I want to make sure we have some people in here before we start getting too crazy in the spoilers. My man Skylar, I made my sister watch your reactions to get caught up for Scream 6. Listen, that was a big point for the Scream reactions. Is I was like, we can kind of all get a recap together, and you can watch me watch it for the first time. So if for the Scream, if you didn't want to watch 5 full movies, you could just watch the reactions, very condensed versions of it. My man Night Owl said, also, can we talk about how the Dork Side is a great name? Here's the thing about the Dork Side name. People think we're a Star Wars channel sometimes. We are not a Star Wars channel. I might have some Star Wars helmets behind me. I got a freaking Mando helmet behind me and stuff. We are a everything movie entertainment channel. So I do like the Dork Side name though. I think it gets the point across right from the jump. We're a bunch of fucking nerdy bastards. We'll watch anything. What's up, Iceman? Real quick for everybody here, and I'm probably going to talk about this more later if more people end up joining. We need to talk about Gale for a second here, because I got a vendetta against Gale. My man Abel actually brought this up to me, and I kind of forgot about it. Gale had a man in this movie. Gale had a man in this movie. It's only been a year since Dewey died. Are you trying to tell me that Gale just moved on that quick after my man Dewdrop? I like to call him Dewdrop. That's like his DJ name's got to be. Man, Iceman already with a $20 donation. That's my guy right there. Really appreciate you, Iceman. Nerds are cool, but maybe dorks are cooler. Also, I don't own a Scream shirt, so I have this fucking goofy ass T-Rex encounter shirt on. Okay. I need way more horror T-shirts actually. My man Monster Master Godzilla. Me and Cole have been the Dork Side before the channel was even created. Man, me and Freddy go way back. Iceman, Gale's pretty cold. She definitely backslid on the start of this one. Okay, so that's a huge thing for me on this one actually. I thought Gale at first was a scrub. I thought she didn't have a place in the movie for a minute. Then everything went down with the Ghostface scene. I don't know. I agree, Ghostface. Corey, you're able to see the chat too, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Okay, good. Yeah, I think Gale's been dating this guy for a while now. I don't know. They don't really bring it up in Scream 5, I don't think. But it kind of blew me away where I was like, man, Gale, why would you? I don't know. Her character, they almost forced her in to be a legacy character, and I almost wish that they just would have stuck with Kirby and had Kirby join in, and then you would have still... Does Kirby count as a legacy character? I think that's kind of the real thing we have to talk about. Does Scream 4 count as a legacy sequel / whatever? I don't know. I was glad that Kirby was alive, but I don't know. I know Gale lives in New York from Scream 5, but I still wish that maybe she had a briefer part. I love Gale. For the sake of the movie, I don't know. But when Tara hit the shit out of her, she like weaved Sam's first one. Tara fucking came in and finished the job. I was in the theater hype, man. I love Tara and the Carpenter sisters. Whoa. Seth said Gale should have died. Corey, what do you think?
I think it would have been a fair time for her to go, though. I feel like she's had her time.
I don't know. I do kind of low-key... I don't want every legacy character to die. I know this is kind of like the passing of the torch movies, but I feel like you got to have one person in there. With Sydney not in the movie, Sydney didn't take anything away from the movie for me, though. I actually thought they had a good reason not to have Sydney in. I loved Kirby. Not so much Gale. I loved the Gale chase scene, though. But if she would have died, I think I would have been a little more like... maybe would have had a little more gut punch. I know my man Kyle said if Gale had died, I would have rioted. I think Gale will have a huge purpose in Scream 7. I think Gale will have a huge purpose in Scream 7. But, see, I know Seth has a vendetta against this, Corey. We've been talking about this in the Discord chat. So if y'all aren't in the Discord, we've kind of been discussing this. I know Seth can't stand that none of the main characters died, really. Remember, this is a spoiler chat. So if you have not seen Scream 6, you are very warned. Do y'all want to get into the twist reveal? I like the reveal. I know my man Seth doesn't like the
Nah,
reveal. You don't like the
I didn't
reveal?
like it. I didn't like it.
Whoa,
I wasn't a
really?
fan of it. I just hate whenever the
Mm-hmm.
reveal is people we don't know. Cause like, how are we supposed to really guess that? You know what I'm saying? And then they what was the daughter's name? Quinn? Was it Quinn?
Quinn and Ethan.
Quinn. They said they like swapped her body with like a fake one, like last second. Like, who's got? There's no way you did all that
Okay,
in that short amount of time.
faking the
It was
body was
kind of
stupid.
cop outy. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, dog.
Faking the body was stupid. But here's my thing. There's a lot of unexplained stuff in the Scream franchise that they let things get away with. Seth said the real took it from an 8 to a 4.5. Damn, it slashed it in half. Roman was so random in Scream 3. I know that's one of the lesser Scream movies. Roman was out of nowhere. I don't know, Mrs. Loomis's mother, I know they had like kind of some, I don't know. I didn't mind the reveal. I didn't like how comedic he turned at the end. The Officer Bailey or Detective Bailey, whatever, he went from like super grizzled to I'm a comedian now. But I didn't hate it. I for y'all that seen like the basic review that I threw out real quick because the fucking Oscars. Corey, you had to be getting hyped in the theater when they did the double knife blood.
Double knife,
bro.
That's low key my favorite part. With those 2 seconds, I was shook for them. I was shook for them.
Oh yeah, they're literally like fucking gutting Chad. They look
Yes.
up at Tara and Sam. I was like,
Chad should be dead, right?
Chad should definitely be dead.
toast.
Chad should definitely be dead. I am kind of concerned.
Sister should be dead too, though. Like I don't know. Like for the everybody that gets like they take hits in that movie. Everybody takes hits. Like Jenna Ortega's character, like the end, she gets hit like 4 times, and she just walks that shit off. Like they're all getting diced. But for the most part, like if anybody gets stabbed, it seems like most of them live through this one, right?
Everybody, if you're part of the core 4, hell, even pretty much everybody survived. If you're not a random side character that's in a convenience store.
Yeah.
Like, it literally, random people died. I could see that complaint. Like, most of the time, the Scream killer, the Ghostface killer, takes people that's like a personable kind of person they know. Mm-hmm. This Ghostface walked into a convenience store, just started marking people out.
Yeah.
Marking people out. I love that as an action sequence, but the latter scene was probably my favorite as like a tension. Like, I was actually, I noticed in the theater after the scene was over that I had to like relax for a second. I didn't realize when he's like flipping the ladder. I was like, "Oh fuck, this is like some Ninja Warrior shit." You better been training, girl. You better been training. I don't know, man. The reveal at the end though, that I don't know if I liked Ethan and Quinn. If it had just been Detective Bailey, I might could have let it swing. Ethan should have killed Mindy on the train though, right? Because Mindy got stabbed on the train. She literally saw Ethan was over there. Ethan came up to her and was like, "Oh God, you've been stabbed. Holy crap." Why wouldn't Ethan just finish her off right there? That part kind of confused me. Like, somebody from the core 4 probably should have died. They might be saving it for Scream 7. But the stakes in this one, it's like they replaced the stakes with just an awesome backdrop. They're like, "Oh, you're complaining about Scream 5, no chase sequences. You're complaining about these things with this. Okay, well, let's just fucking double down on chase sequences, double down on Ghostface." And then they like forgot the reveal didn't have it. Like, I don't know. It's almost like they knew they had a good core movie, and then they just like scrambled to the end. I feel like that's going to be the hard part with all these sequel movies, though. Like, who do we have that's really gonna go after the core 4? We don't like really it's kind of a problem with, we've put all the chips on Sydney, and while we're passing the torch to the homies of the core 4, we don't have a personal reason to attack everybody if they're not Sydney. So the core 4 not dying or not having a specific killer that's going after them, like, it doesn't make sense to us because we just met Richie like a year ago. We got to commend them for making a movie back to back, by the way. Scream came out Scream 5, Scream whatever, came out last year. They doubled up did Scream 6 right after this. No matter what, I think that's great. Emmy's in the chat. What's up, Emmy? Liam's in here. What's up, Liam? 88. Love you, 88. Yeah, the characters were a little weak. What's up, Dylan? Seth, gotta bring Stu back. Okay, this is controversial. And they are, Iceman, they're definitely trying to make Chad the heart of the movies. Dewey equals Chad, 100%. 100%. But Chad's way more badass. He fucking threw Ethan up against the van. Where the fuck were you? He went Batman on him for a second, dog. Where's the drugs? It's like, god damn, Chad's kind of a baller. But what do you think about the beginning then? Some people really love the intro kill, and some people think it's just meh. I thought it was very effective. I thought the intro was super effective. When he took the mask off instantly in the back alley, I was like, what? What's this movie gonna be, man? What's this movie gonna be? But we're gonna get to Stu in a minute, Seth. I want to talk about Stu in a minute. But that intro, I mean, Corey, for not being as hardcore of a Scream fan, what did you think?
Effective. I think it was effective. I was lost at first because I knew we didn't know that guy prior to this film, right? The student. But then it cut into him getting haunted in the house by the ghost voice. I think I enjoyed it a lot.
I get that's actually kind of it was an interesting concept that was taken away super quick. I agree, Emmy. When he took the mask off, that's totally different, right? I think the idea of having two separate ghost faces not working together is a super interesting idea. Like having two inspired killers at the same time working independently of themselves sounds like a very interesting concept. What was their reasoning to finish Richie's movie? Like that was a little weak for me. But then I guess it was Detective Bailey goes in, murders them because he gets to kill Sam and Tara, right? Isn't that what he says or something? I don't know. It was a good flip. I wasn't expecting it, but I think this is going to be the problem with Scream. The more sequels that go on, it's going to be hard to... It's going to be hard to keep one-upping the intro scenes. You're going to get like in a Marvel situation where everybody expects the intro to get better and better and the twist at the end to get better and better. And I think if we want to keep the Scream franchise kind of mellow and like just consistently good, they can't try to keep one-upping themselves. So if they're going to do Scream 7 very soon, I assume it's going to be a year or two before we see something like that. It is instantly greenlit though. This movie's made so much money already. I don't want them to keep having to put themselves in a corner and forcing themselves to one-up each other. I don't know. It's a really quick way. That's how franchises fuck up. That's how Friday the 13th fucked up. Every single Friday the 13th movie, they just kept compounding and compounding and compounding. And then it got to the point where it was just too fucking wild. So, I don't know what will happen here, but yeah, I agree, Liam. Scream 1 through 4 kept it consistent without going big, 100%. Let's see. I know Seth said something up here about Stu. Let me see what he said. They were teasing Stu coming back. 2 movies ago, I would have thought it was too crazy to do. Now anything seems reasonable. Okay, so I know in Scream 3, they initially were going to have Stu be involved, right? There was something about Stu that was going to be involved. He was going to be running some, like, Ghostface cult. I think Stu should be dead, low-key. I think Stu should not come back. But they had that Kirby and Mindy... I think Kirby and Mindy talked about it, where they said that maybe Stu was coming back. There was, like, Reddit posts or some shit about Stu coming back. And I think Kirby said she wouldn't think it was too crazy. I think Stu should be gone, personally. But if they were going to end the Scream franchise with Scream 7, and they wanted to bring Stu back, I don't know. It'd be kind of a good way to end it all. I just don't know how you would be able to frame Stu being alive all these movies and never being mentioned that he's alive, never being mentioned that he's been in jail. Like they've said multiple times that Stu is dead and has been killed. So if he did come back, it would be very shocking. if it's like fucking Stu's kid or some shit, and they're going against Sam, who's Billy's kid, and it becomes like some weird killer, it's gonna be some Boruto shit, dog. It's turn into Boruto instead of Naruto. It'll be weird, man. Uh, I think I want to see it again. I think I'll like it more on a second viewing. I wasn't sure what to expect in the first viewing. I think now that I know the reveal and I can actually watch things, I might be able to appreciate the Bailey stuff more. Maybe I'll hate it more. Maybe I'll be like, this is bullshit. This is bullshit. The Quinn daughter thing is probably the biggest gripe. I agree with you on that, Corey. I think the idea that he was like, you'd be crazy. It's crazy how a sad dad can get away with shit, and it's like you can get away with a fucking fake body. Do y'all not? This is the New York Police Department, right? Like, what do you mean you got away?
That would also mean that he was like faking his name and everything too. So it's like, how are you like? What was he like the sheriff or not the sheriff or whatever position he has? Like, dog, you came out of nowhere with a fake name, a fake alias, and no one caught on to that. To me, that just kind of hurt the story for me. And I wasn't trying to go for story, but I was expecting the reveal to be, you know, at least somebody that we knew, which we knew them from the beginning. But it was like this whole alias, like you couldn't have figured this out thing, and that's what took away some points for me as well.
Yeah, I don't know, man. The reveal, I'm not. I understand people's that are upset with the reveal. I also think. What's up, XL Ghost? What's up, Nick? Just want to say what's up real quick to y'all. Since I am so new to the Scream franchise, after marathoning all the movies, I guess I kind of, since I haven't sat with the franchise for as long as you guys have, I kind of like know it to be kind of campy sometimes. Like the Roman reveal and all that, I just kind of like was like, okay, that's just what the franchise is. So the big twist reveals where things go weird doesn't really feel that weird to me. But I know a lot of people don't like Roman anyway, and Scream 3. Out of the reveals, though, I feel like maybe Scream 6 might have the weaker of the reveals, but I didn't hate the reveal. Abel, bro, $50 donation.
That's crazy.
With the fucking hippo sticker. Abel, my guy. How'd you even get that sticker? Is that a thing? I don't know anything about shit like that. Man, thank you so much, Abel. That's our guy. Abel, I'm gonna get your name tattooed on my chest one day, man. Not really. Night Owl guessed the 3 killers correctly. See, here's my thing. I said in the previous live stream, I really wanted there to be 3 killers eventually. I didn't know that I would be predicting Scream 6 to have 3 killers. I think it's kind of weird how did all of Detective Bailey's children get on board? That's kind of my real thing, actually. Like, I know this is a big problem with Seth, is that the entire family went crazy and was willing to just blindly kill with Richie's movie. I wish we would have gotten a little more backstory on Richie's family in Scream 5, maybe, to kind of set it up. But that kind of tells me that they didn't know that it was going to be Richie's family in Scream 6. Like, I wonder how much forethought they actually put into the actual killer reveals, like in the future. Did they have Scream 6 planned out before Scream 5? Did they even know Scream 5 was going to be profitable like that? Like, I need to know how they're planning these movies out, because if they already have Scream 7 in their mind and they're like setting it up, like, yeah, Iceman, great point right there. Like, they set up Mrs. Loomis in Scream 1. They talk about how that's the whole like motive for Billy and what she left. Like, the Miss Loomis actually hates the Prescotts because it fucked up her family. Richie, he was just making a movie, right? He was just a fan of the Stab movies and was like, yeah, I'm going to make my own movie real quick. Listen, Emmy, if Kirby ended up being the killer, I might would have walked out of the movie theater, low-key. Okay? If any of the legacy characters end up being a killer, it should not have been Kirby. I like the fake out they do with Kirby though, where they're like, she hasn't worked with FBI for like 2 months. Get out of there. I was like, oh my god, are we? That almost tanked the movie for me. If that was real,
Yeah.
I was like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, I don't. Kirby was too fucking sweet and awesome in Scream 4. There's no fucking way they would let her be the killer. And then out of nowhere, she gets stabbed again in the exact same spot, right? Like she's just gonna have double trauma on her appendix wherever she got stabbed. Like I feel bad for Kirby, but says she was based in Atlanta in the movie, right? Like she went to New York from her Atlanta office. I wonder if that means that this was like her one movie that she came back and it's kind of like, here's Kirby, or if she's gonna actually be a existing character in Scream 7, since she's technically not a legacy character based on what you guys are saying. I don't know. I do. Corey, if someone from the core four should have died, would you have rather picked one of the Carpenter sisters, Chad, or Mindy?
Probably Mindy. Probably Mindy. Just to kind of, because Randy was kind of the movie guy back in the day, right? I know I haven't, I saw your review, so it kind of would have been that same kind of thing where you have the person that can figure it out and the person that's closest to figuring it out dying.
Yeah.
So I was thinking Mindy, especially when it was on the train, because they were setting that up that no one saw her die. So I guess they could have played it as like, you know, it would have given, what was his name? What was Quinn's brother's name?
Ethan.
Ethan. It would have gave Ethan away if she would have died on the train, because then he would have died, you know, she would have died in his presence. So I guess maybe that's why they kept it, but I would have expected her to die, or maybe Chad. I wasn't expecting either Carpenter's sister to die.
Yeah.
But I was low-key expecting the killer to be like Samantha or something like that, for it to be something crazy, and her to be like doing stuff and like not knowing that she's doing it, it being one of those kinds of things. Not what I was hoping for, but to me, that's just kind of what I was expecting. Her to have been so crazy that she didn't know that she was doing some of these things and maybe been in cahoots with someone else. But I think maybe that's why the ending's so crazy for me, because I was expecting it to be closer to home rather than such like outside sources.
I could see them not killing Mindy for the sole purpose of not repeating the Scream 2 Randy's dead. Like, I feel like you would easily get into like a they're just copying the Scream 2 sequel. Look, fucking Randy's dead, now Mindy's dead, the two movie experts. And like, so I could see Mindy surviving. I do think that somebody should have died. Chad, if they are straight up replacing Randy with Mindy and Dewey with Chad. So I need them to at least just have some stakes on that though. What's up, Angel? Hey, Cole and Corey. Did y'all miss Sydney? I did. I feel she's the soul of the series, and she and her acting makes me care about what's going on. Okay, so I did miss Cindy. I missed her throughout the movie. This is the first Scream without Sydney, and I think that she's the heart and soul of the franchise. I love how badass she was in Scream 5, by the way. But they had a good excuse why she wouldn't be in this one. We all know she wasn't actually in the movie for some money purposes. They weren't paying her enough money. You know, definitely get the bag. You are the heart of the franchise. But since it was in New York City, it makes sense that Sydney wouldn't like. If Gail would have died and Sydney didn't show up, then I would have had a problem. Because she showed up for Dewey, and then Gail died. She's like, all right, well, I'm not fucking going to New York. Fuck Gail. But it made sense that she was like, well, I got to get the kids, got to go. They have a whole new protocol now where Ghostface Killer's back. Fucking pack up the kids. We're going to Canada or some shit. Like, they had a whole routine. I think she was missed, but I don't think it brought the movie down. I don't think she would have brought the movie up either, especially with the kills or with the reveal at the end with Richie's family. Sydney has no direct tie to Richie's family. But I almost like, this is a good way to explain like how I understand that the Bailey family reveal, like Richie's family, it would be like if Amber's family randomly showed up in this movie and was like, you killed Amber, so we're Amber's family. You know, what the fuck? Like, it is kind of out of nowhere. But Sydney has no ties to Amber or Richie. So her not being in this movie didn't really. This is them trying to drive home that this isn't just the Sydney show anymore. This is the Carpenter sisters have kind of taken this, and they're going to keep going with that. The hard part's going to be: are they going to kill any of the Carpenter sisters? Does Sam die or does Tara die? You know, Jen Ortega's huge name actor now. That's part of the franchise. I don't know if they killed Tara, but if they do, could be a huge selling point for the movie. Yeah, exactly, Liam. Let's see. If Gail ends up writing a book about this shit, because I was proud of Gail at the end of Scream 5. She was like, hey, I'm not writing a book. I'm not giving these guys any fucking recognition. Not doing any of that shit. She still wrote a fucking book about it. Right? They confirmed. Like, Sam and Tara were like, man, fuck Gail. Fuck Gail. She wrote the book anyway. That's why they punch her in the first place, right? That's why they're mad at her. So Gail just can't fucking... I don't know. She's got to learn to stop writing the fucking books, man. That's what hurts me about Gail so much. Is like, yeah, she's like, I got to get to the mystery of it all. Got to figure this shit out. Then writes the book, gets money off of it, inspires more killers. Like, I like in Scream 5 they kind of have the dialogue between Sydney and Gail. That Gail's like, well, did I do this? You know, I'm inspiring these killers. Obviously, this all goes back to Sydney's mom sucking. Bottom line. So it's not really Gail's fault, but she does glorify him. I mean, when you have like 8 or 9 movies, how many movies are in the Stab universe now? Gotta be a fuck ton. How many killers have been spawned from this? I think it's funny that all the Ghostface killers specifically go after people in the friend group. Like, the Ghostface killers don't just randomly go hunt people down in their hometown. They, like, go to Woodsboro and specifically go for Sydney and the fam. Like, I feel like if you actually inspired a killer, a psycho killer, they would just put the Ghostface mask on and then go fuck up somebody in their hometown. And just be like, yeah, like, for Stab or some shit, right? It's funny that it's always like, nope, we gotta finish the original movie. Tara, Sam, get them out of here.
They always run it back with the same people. It's like just even though Sydney and them aren't even involved anymore, like it's the Carpenter sisters, they're still just by association getting fucked up still.
Yeah. Oh yeah, listen, Chad and Mindy, low key, could probably fucking move to, you know, North Carolina or some shit, live a good life. But because they wanted to stay friends with the Carpenter sisters, they're getting stabbed more. They're getting fucked up more. Like, bro, you just need a new friend group. I know your uncle is Randy. That does not mean you have to keep taking these stab wounds. I mean, that's true, Night Owl. Gail's book had no influence on the killings in 6, though, but you already know they're going to be planting seeds for this in Scream 7. You already know Gail's going to write a book about how she survived getting stabbed again or some shit. Like, I don't trust Gail. And the girls even called her out. They were like, fucking, Dewey would be fucking disappointed in you, Gail. Dewey would be disappointed. She's like, that was a low blow. It's not a low blow if it's fucking true.
Valid though. Yeah, exactly.
Dewey called her ass out every time. Oh, fucking murder happened? Of course, Gail comes running with a new story. And she was always like, oh, Dewey, shut up. And Dewey was like, nah, fuck this. So, Dewey, I wonder what this movie would have been like if Dewey was around, though. If Dewey was still alive, I don't know. Dewey was missed, I'll say. I think Dewey was missed. I miss my man Dewey. Gerson. But if I'm a Chad, I would take stab wounds for Tara, though. Listen, the Tara Chad relationship, I actually didn't hate. And I like that Tara was kind of at the party letting loose. And like that, what was it, douche bro trying to take her upstairs?
Yeah.
and it, fucking Mindy and Sam were like, Chad, need you to come grab this guy.
Mm-hmm.
Tara's like, I make my own decisions. Chad was like, no, you can't, dog. No, you can't. Not this fucking guy.
Still stepping forward though, knowing that he's fucking with her too. What a cool guy. That's really the MVP of the movie for me, man. Like when they need anything brute, he was there.
Oh,
He was hemming everybody up the entire time. He's the muscle of it. He's the muscle of it.
Chad is a gangster. Chad is
Yeah.
a gangster. Dude, the fact that he survived what now? Fucking 20 stab wounds? He's like
Uh,
triple Dewey's numbers. They made it sound like
they
9
were
was
tag
crazy.
teaming him. They
They
were
were like,
tag teaming him.
for real. For real. What's up, Eric? With the $1.99 donation. Appreciate that, man. Out of all the movies, where would you rank Scream 6? Ooh. So this is going to be tough. I know me and Corey is going to be a little different here. I really like Scream 6. I love the kills in Scream 6. I like the brutality of Scream 6. I like New York setting. I thought it was good to have something different. Even though apparently Scream 2 might take place in Ohio. Learned that from Dead Meat's Kill Count of Scream 2, the recount. I'm putting Scream 2 currently, or Scream 6 currently in the second spot. I really enjoyed Scream 6 out of the theater. I want to watch it a second time before I really put like a stamp on that. Because I really, really, really love Scream 5 and I love Scream 4. But right now, if I had a gun to my head, had to put a specific sequence 1, 6, 5, 4, 2, 3. Corey, you said you haven't seen them all the way through, right?
I've only seen the reactions really.
If you had to rank the reactions then, and like what you've seen from the movies, like story wise, since you know like the beats and you have seen Scream 6, where would you put Scream 6 with everything?
I think by what I have seen, I think Scream 6 would maybe go next to last. And I think I'd have 3 at the end.
Dang.
Yeah, something like I don't know. Like the kills are fine. I don't think they're like the kills aren't more like creative than some of the other movies. You know, they're still just regular stab kills, except for the one we were talking about earlier when he drops her off that ladder. But that wasn't planned. That just kind of happened.
True.
But and then it's the ending. I don't hate the ending. I don't want anybody to think that I hate the ending. I think that's part of the Scream movies. Where if I go to some thriller movies, I don't care about who the killers are or whatever. That's kind of part of the Scream movies that the killers are supposed to be. The reveal at the end is supposed to be like this big thing. And I felt like I was just ultimately kind of sort of let down. So that really is the ending that does a lot of the ranking for me.
I think it's fair. I think a lot of people will agree with you, to be real. I think when you go into a Scream movie, opening kill, the ghost face scenes in the middle, and the reveal. That's kind of like the 3 levels of what's going on. So Corey has a completely different list than me. I like that. I put it at number 2 at the moment though. But on a rewatch, I want to see how I feel about the reveal in the rewatch. Then
The second time for me was harder. It was harder to watch it the second time. You start noticing, like, you do catch stuff with the dad. Like whenever he's telling his assistant to run a background check on Kirby or whatever, it's only after she starts to like be a little suspicious of him and everything else. And then she's got the charts up. I think he gets scared, but like it seems like you're not getting much outside of that. Like you're not getting anything from Quinn. You're not getting anything from Ethan. So it's like to know that it ends that way. To me, it was harder to get through it. But I mean, there's a couple things that you catch on to with the cop, but everything else is just nothing else comes from it.
Okay. My man Iceman dropped a $10 donation. He wants to ask us a question, Corey. I think you might have a better answer than me since you've seen it twice. Cole and Corey, can either of you explain how Quinn started the rumor about Sam? When they mentioned the rumor, Quinn raised her hand as if she started it on her own. I didn't get that. Quinn was such a weird kind of outlier character. Do you have any insight on that, Corey? Did you catch that?
I literally don't think it's something that happens in the movie at all. Just like the way they say that Ethan like intercepts the roommate ad. I think it was completely just like a online, like she just probably started it prior to even meeting them in person because she knew what they did to their older brother. So I don't think there's anything in the movie suggesting that until she says it at the end, which could have been useless. Like you didn't even have to put that in there. Like why does it matter who started it? You know what I'm saying? I don't know. It was just a weird extra thing for me. I think they were trying to hype up the twist a little bit more.
It was definitely more of a fluff thing for the twist to make it seem like they've been like doing this from the beginning. The Quinn stuff, they try to play on Sam like being really huge in the public eye. Like she's on the news, like she pushed somebody, and the news was like, "This is just proof she's the fucking Ghostface killer," and everyone's like, "Oh, oh shit," you know, like I don't know. The media had a huge part of this, and I like they kind of added that with the social media aspect. They don't really show how Quinn does it, so that was kind of like a almost like a hollow gesture, if that makes sense. Like it was just like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, okay, so Quinn starting shit up about Sam. In my mind, I'm like, how does this change anything about the reveal at the end though? Why does Quinn talking shit about Sam on the internet? How does that change the story of whatever's going on to finish the movie?
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, I mean, and they've never actually really talked about this. Real quick, I want to say what's up to Kid Colt. What's up, Kid Colt, my guy? And Marcus, what's up? Eddie Kruger, best name of all time. If your name is actually Eddie Kruger, you're the coolest dude of all time. I just want to say
That's
that
pretty
real
hard.
quick. So hell yeah, man. But I think in all of the Scream movies, I could be wrong. So you guys feel free to correct me in the chat. When Sydney kills somebody, when Tara, Sam, when these people kill people, there seems to be no legal action done. There's no manslaughter. Like they literally just get away with it. They're like, oh, killed the Ghostface killers. Everything's fine. Like I kind of like, even though it kind of felt forced with Sam. I did kind of like that they were like, well, Sam killed Richie. She might be the Ghostface killer. Like there seems to be some ambiguity with it, and I like that there's a narrative that people just don't believe the media. And it's like, no, no, no. Sam's actually the killer, and people believe it. Oh, it's almost like some flat Earth stuff. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I saw it online, so it's got to be fucking true. It's got to be fucking true. It's like, I don't know. The Quinn was probably one of the weaker things for me. The like whole sex positive stuff, like whatever. I knew they were gonna have some over sexualized character. You know, it's a Scream movie, it's a horror movie. Uh, I was just waiting on her to die, but at the same time, I was like, I don't know, man. Quinn and Ethan are the weaker parts for me, killer wise. Detective Bailey, I didn't mind him. I didn't like that he went super comedic and campy at the end. I
Mm-hmm.
actually did. If I need to know which Ghostface killer was in the convenience store, that's actually the real. This is the
Right.
peak of the conversation for me.
Right.
Who the fuck was in the convenience store? No way that was fucking Quinn or Ethan out there being that efficient, that
Exactly.
badass.
Exactly.
There's no fuck.
Yeah.
That had to be somebody with some cop experience, like my man fucking Detective Bailey, right? See, cheater hype. He's saying store was detective. Had to be. Had
Had
to
to
be.
be. A lot of those had to be the detective because they're doing like some elusive shit when they got the mask on, man. They're doing a lot. I just don't see Ethan or Quinn doing any of that.
Who who was doing the ladder thing? Who was breaking into the dorm room? Because that Ghostface, that was probably one of the more persistent Ghostface. Usually, when Ghostface is encountered with something like that, um, he kind of just scurries away. Usually, Ghostface is a very like in and out killer. He's not sticking around. He gets you. He gets out. Ladder dude, they closed the door and put the dresser up. He,
Yeah.
like fuck, he was really trying to get through that shit, man. Really wanted to kill them. I don't know though. In the trailer, if you actually rewatch, I went and watched all the trailers again just to see how much they give away. Um, they do multiple fake outs with Mindy. They show that Mindy's on the ladder when Ghostface is trying to flip it, and then they show that Mindy gets stabbed on the train in the trailer. So in my mind, I was like, damn, they really want you to think that Mindy's getting fucked up in this movie. Like, I don't know. I really liked the Ghostface scene specifically, but then thinking back on it, I was like, who is doing what? Because I see my man Mark is saying it had to be Ethan doing the ladder. CM Detective is the bodega. Ethan is the ladder. Quinn equals Gail in the subway. Is that Quinn's only Ghostface scene though? Is Quinn's only Ghostface scene the train? Who kills the Ghostface in the beginning? Was that Ethan or was that the detective? Like I want to go through a whole like who was wearing what. Because obviously we see Ethan on the subway. And I know this is definitely more of like a rewatch thing. I feel like a rewatch would really help with that. I think the hard part about opening was a detective cheater hype. Word. I think what's hard about the Scream franchise is you can't trust when people die now. Like, they've established this in multiple movies now. Roman dies in Scream 3. Gale checks his fucking pulse, and that motherfucker is still alive, okay? We thought Quinn was dead. Alive. Also, if Quinn was dead, what was their intention after they killed the Carpenter sisters? Were they just gonna, like, witness protection her ass and have a whole, like, she could never be alive again? Mm-hmm. Their motives are fucking weird, man. Their motives are fucking weird. The more I think about it, I'm like, God, the fucking reveal. It almost doesn't pay off, but I'm not there for the reveal in the Scream movie. That's not, like, I think the reveal was cool and fun, but that's not actually why I'm in the Scream movie. I like the kills and I like the Ghostface scenes in general. I do usually like that Sidney's a badass, but like did they actually think any of this shit out? Did the Bailey family, the Ritchie family, did they actually think any of this shit out?
Right.
Like you said earlier, how did he get into the NYPD with a fucking fake name? Did they not do background checks? Every job I've ever had's had a background check. We worked in warehouses, man. You tell me,
like, how do you fake the dead body too? They had to take that body somewhere, and somebody had to examine it. How do you fake that?
There had to be
where
way
did you
more
find?
people.
Yeah, I was thinking there was gonna be like a team of them, low key. Like, if there would have been like 6 of them or something like that, that would have been nuts. But that would actually make more sense, because even still, like we were saying a second ago, like after you find out that Quinn and Ethan are doing like these athletic, elusive kills, it's like, I really don't believe that though. I don't believe it.
I think if we would have had a Ghostface killer for every single previous Ghostface, because they were leaving the mask, I thought that was a great little idea. I like the idea they were leaving previous mask. In my mind though, I was like, how are y'all getting this? Oh, it's so easy to leak fucking evidence and all that. People pay top dollar for evidence and shit like that. It's like, in the Scream world, I'm gonna assume the stab murders are probably some of the most famous shit I've ever. No way Detective Bailey has enough money to purchase all of the stab previous memorabilia of the fucking killers. Like, did they win the lottery? Did Richie have a massive life insurance policy? And dude just fucking made them rich as fuck? There's no fucking way all that shit happened. Let's see. Let me check the chat real quick. Let me see if you guys are hitting us with the knowledge. We'll see. Emmy's got a question real quick. Let's see what she's got. What did y'all think about Sam's man, Danny? I wish we would have seen more of him. I hope he comes back for Scream 7 and is married to Sam or something. Hey, that is a great fucking question. Danny was a pimp. I love him. I hope he comes back. I love how suave he was. I've genuinely felt, if he would have been the killer, I would have been devastated. I'm going to say that right now. I would have been devastated. I knew they wouldn't do the double boyfriend, more than likely. Mm-hmm. Danny was a G, though. I loved how genuine he was with Sam, where she was like, I can't trust anybody, including you. And instead of being offended, being like, what?
Yeah.
He was like, I totally fucking get it. Please be safe. I'm going to hit up a fucking McDonald's real quick. Just let me know what's good. I love the scene where he sees the Ghostface killer in the dorm killing Quinn, and he's like, fucking hello, please God, somebody look. When Sam declined the phone call and he's like watching it, I was like, nah, man.
Damn. I would just get to sleep. I was like, all right, bet, cool. Put the bars down.
Word. You deserve to die then. Fucking block the phone call, dog. Nah, man. That was hilarious. I low-key was like, damn, don't be fucking... Night Owl, you do have a good point, though. Because Danny was such a baller, he low-key might have should have died. He would have been an impactful death and actually would have made Sam's kind of like... Sam was brutal at the end. Sam was playing theatrics and shit at the end.
Yeah.
Like she
Yeah.
actually pulled a little bit of Stu in Billy. She channeled her dad with Billy. Actually put Detective Bailey in a little bind there. If Danny would have died though, that probably would have been super impactful. They probably really loved him and was like, we're gonna save him for 7. I agree. Something extra, Danny to die in 7, saving Sam. Probably 100%. 100%. And then what we're gonna see is Sam's eyes gonna turn red or some shit. She's gonna morph into fucking Billy or some shit, man. Like she will actually kill whoever kills Danny or Tara. Either of those people die and Sam witnesses it. It's probably over for anybody in front of her, dude. She's lethal with the knife. She double tapped Richie before Sydney even said the double tap. She just fucking shot him in the head. Said, I ain't even fucking playing around with this. I love Sam. I really love Sam in 5. She shot up for me in 6. I love the Sam character. At first, I was a little bit like, I don't know if I don't like the protective stuff around Tara. Why are you in New York? Like, I had that same question as her where I was like, let her go to college. Fucking, come on. Step off. But it kind of made sense. Danny was a good call out, Emmy. I kind of forgot about Danny in the midst of all the craziness because he is kind of like on the back burner in a lot of it. But he is so genuine. I have total faith in him. And I hope Sam does too. Because I know she should have trust issues forever. But if Tara's linking up with Chad and Sam's linking up with Danny, that just leaves Mindy. Poor Mindy. Her girl fucking died on the ladder. She witnessed it, by the way. After getting stabbed.
She was over with. I'm about to say she was over with either way, though. She made it far as hell, low key. Like she was leaking way before any of that.
Oh yeah. When Mindy was holding her wound, and in my mind, but also I forget her character's name. If you guys know Mindy's girlfriend's name, please share that in the chat. Annika. I think I did see that in chat earlier. Annika got fucked up pretty bad before the ladder too, though. Like I didn't think she was even going to make it across the ladder.
Like her guts should have just fell through the ladder. Honestly, I like when she got on, I was like, "Where are you gonna go, though? How far are you gonna make it across this?" He really put her out of her misery by tossing her, though, low key.
Dang,
she was over with.
Wait, my man Ethan's got something controversial here. Hang on, I might get hate for this, but I truly had no problem with that ending. I loved it, man. Ethan, we've been kind of discussing it, man. I don't know. But yeah, the Iceman, yeah, Annika was bleeding like crazy, which is why she told Minnie to go first. Yeah, oh yeah, that whole scene, that's probably, tension-wise, that's probably the best scene in the movie. Watching, when Ghostface finally breaks through the door, and you see that Annika's only halfway across the ladder, and you know.
Yeah.
So, no way you survived this. Mm-hmm. I think, does she even make it? Does Annika even get like close to them? Doesn't she like grab Mindy's hand at one point, or does she just straight up fall? I don't remember. I think she gets like right there.
I think she's reaching for it. Yeah.
It didn't even seem like that long of a fall. Like it's kind of fucked up to think about that she kind of survived that for a few minutes and just was on the ground. Like I don't know, man. That's such a fuck situation. The kills in this were great. The convenience store people was kind of weird. I know a lot of people didn't enjoy that Ghostface had a shotgun in for a minute there. It made sense. He took the convenience store's gun. It kind of gave me some Jurassic Park vibes. You remember the part in Jurassic Park where they're hiding from the Velociraptors, and they're like hiding behind the kitchen aisles or whatever. Same thing was going on for Tara and Sam there when the Ghostface was walking around. They were just like. It's like, damn, what a small little convenience store to be. I don't know, man. I really wanted. The more I think about the reveal and how weak the reveal is compared to how badass the Ghostface scenes are, I'm low key getting like my heart's hurting a little bit. Night Owl. I absolutely did stay for the after credit scene. Corey, did you?
Mm-mm.
Bro, It's literally like the Captain America one after I think it was Far From Home or something, where it's literally 2 seconds where she says there doesn't always have to be an after credit scene, and then it fucking cuts to black. So you stay the entire
Oh
fucking
hell
credits.
no!
You
Ain't
stay
no
the
way.
entire. It's when she's explaining the new rules and the park bench where she's like shitting on Ethan. I love that that Mindy shits on Ethan the entire movie. By the way, probably the highlight and the funniest shit in the movie was every time she looked at Ethan, she was like, "Stay the fuck away from me, dog."
Yeah.
I love that Mindy was right at the end too. But yeah, after credit scene, literally is 2 seconds of. There doesn't always have to be an after credit scene. Cut to black. I was like,
had you looking silly in the theater?
Literally, and it was because people were hyping it up too. People were hyping it up too. So I was like, okay, so they're obviously gonna have this after credit scene. They're hyping it up. They want me to see it. People are telling me to stay for the after credit scene. They don't like. Now I see they just didn't want to be the only person that fell for that shit, dog. They had to share the pain with somebody, man. It's like, so annoying. But a funny little after credit scene. I don't think Scream should start doing after credit scene stuff unless they know for sure who the next killer is going to be. If you want to set up the next killer, you talk about like the internet exploding. Like if we already kind of know what's going on in the next Scream movie, that's kind of huge. But nah, I don't know. I don't think I don't know what the timeline is for Scream 7. That's kind of the thing for me. I want to see Scream 7. I mean, what, 2023? I'd love to see it no later than like summer 2025. Maybe. But does it? I think this is a good question for the chat. I need everybody's opinion on this. Also, everybody, if you're in here checking out the live stream, you're enjoying the discussion, hit us with a quick like. Hit us with a quick like. Really appreciate that. Do you think the Scream franchise should end after Scream 7? Should Scream 7 be the last of the Scream franchise, or should it keep going? Because I think that's a very controversial question. Because I remember they wanted to end on Scream 3. Then Scream 4 happened. Wes Craven came back. Everyone was like, hey, Wes Craven's involved. We fuck with Wes Craven. Now we're here. Wes Craven's not here. They're kind of continuing these movies, and there's nobody to really, I guess, pump the brakes on this after all the money that this has opening weekend. The opening weekend of Scream 6 made more money than Scream 4 did in its entire theatrical run. One weekend. Jeez. One week. Scream 4 apparently was a huge flop, though, Corey. Huge flop. Huge flop. So I think that's a great question. So let's see what some of these homies are saying. Cheater Hype says, hope it doesn't end with 7. My man Liam, I want to see 7 before I turn 30. But how old are you, Liam? That's the question. CM, hope it comes out next year. If they got to film and get a lot of shit done, but I think they could do it. Yeah, keep it at 7 until 2030-ish, JP. I do like that. I do like that. Lana, I'd only want it to continue if the quality doesn't go majorly down. I mean, even if you didn't like the reveal in Scream 6, I feel like it's still a pretty consistently good movie. I think it's a good movie. I think if you remove the Scream franchise-isms, it's actually just a well-made movie. 88, if Fast and Furious can do it, so can they. Shoot. Fast and Furious is its own beast, man. That's hilarious. A lot of people talking about the TV series too. I've considered watching the TV series. I don't know. I'm hesitant to jump in on the TV series because since it's not in the same universe, I almost feel like it would remove me from the connection I have with the story. But if it's like a good non-consequential franchise that I can just go into it and be like, doesn't matter. Emmy wants Scream 20 when she's an old lady. What's the most amount of horror franchise sequels? I know Friday's up there. I know Nightmare on Elm Street's up there. I mean, if we get to like Scream 10, Jesus Christ, I don't even know what happens in Scream 10. They might literally. This is another huge thing for me. So they went to New York now. They left Woodsboro. Not that they can't go back to Woodsboro, but now that we have done New York and we see what New York is kind of like, I like Ghostface in New York. I would like to kind of... I don't think Tara and Sam are supposed to like jump around the fucking world now. Like travel to Spain. There's a Ghostface killer in Spain or some shit. But the location, they've kind of proved that it doesn't have to be specific to Woodsboro. It's actually specific to the characters. So, like, are we going to continue Tara's still in college? Does she drop out of fucking college? She's like, man, fuck all this. Because I think they're all attending. I think Tara, Chad, Mindy are all at the same college, right? Like they're all holding it down together. Is that it's like Blackmouth or something? So if we're holding it down in New York even longer, we could see some pretty crazy New York scenes coming up. I just don't see how they go back to Woodsboro. And I think they'll probably end up splitting Sam and Tara apart at one point. I think they'll probably throw Sam. They might keep Sam in New York. They might keep Tara in New York. They might throw Sam over in Woodsboro. But Danny is in New York. I need Danny to stay in the franchise. It doesn't make sense if it doesn't stay in New York. So I guess the specialty of Scream 6 being the New York Scream movie, it might actually stay there, right? Like, what do you think on that, Corey? Does it make sense to stay in New York?
I mean, they could. I guess they could. I don't know. I guess it just depends on what they're doing killer-wise. So I don't know. Because if it's always going to be somebody near them, then I guess it wouldn't matter. But if you wanted to like do like another, I mean, hoping they're not doing another family thing, but just saying like for an example, if they're doing another family thing, for it to be somewhere random where they also had family at would be kind of another loss for me on the story. You know what I'm saying? There's like the story aspect of it.
Right.
So I guess it really just comes down with what they're doing for the killers.
You know, Liam has something funny too. Imagine the Ghostface voice, but in a British accent. Hello, Sydney.
I just hang that bitch up.
I don't know if that's a good British accent or not, but that would be hilarious. My man Roger Jackson, yeah, he does the Ghostface voice across all the movies. It would be hilarious to hear him in a different accent. That would be amazing. Great call out, Liam. Iceman, Tara's theme of "Let Me Go" was definitely foreshadowing they will be separated again. I think that's going to be huge for the sequel. I don't think there's you have to do something different, and we kind of know that Tara and Sam together is kind of some badasses, low key. Two of them and an injured Kirby was giving some Ghostface killers some issues. When Tara was like, "Drop me, it's all good, just drop me."
Yeah.
I was like, she's about to fucking flying Rajin this motherfucker with the knife, dog. Marcus, Scream, Ghostface in space. Listen, if Ghostface, you show the opening of the movie and it's on the fucking moon, fucking Apollo 30 or some shit, and you have a guy in the astronaut suit, he's got the Ghostface mask on underneath the astronaut mask, bro, that will send
I'm
me.
locked in. I'm there. That's actually what it needs to be.
Well, was it 88 earlier that was saying that it's like Fast and Furious? Fast and Furious went to space. It was fine. Scream in space, dog. We're calling it right now. Calling it right now. That would be hilarious. I don't want them to go too crazy with it. Obviously, they could. We obviously don't want Ghostface in space, by the way. Like, totally just fucking joking.
Yeah.
But it's going to be hard for them to keep the story up from where we are now, unless we start making new reasons for kill. Like Richie and Amber was a good kind of reveal in Scream 5 because they just like the stab movies. They didn't have any specific connection to the previous movies. But then with this one, we're doing Richie's family, so we already have that tie. So I don't want them to pull a Scream 3 and like Tara, like imagine if they were like, well, Sam has a Billy Loomis didn't just go around with fucking Sam's mom. Billy Loomis has like 10 children and they all see visions of Billy. They're all fucking crazy or some shit. And then you have to have Sam versus like another Billy kid. Like, I don't want it to be any like crazy family reveals. I don't need any more siblings or anything. I like when the killer I don't know. It's tough. The killer thing is going to be tough for Scream 7. I think the longer you go, the harder it's going to be, and the harder it's going to be to please fans. And I think Scream 6 is a great example of that because they had a great idea, didn't execute on it the way they thought the fans would respond to it. Probably. JP, do you think Kirby is coming back in seasons or in Scream 7? Read it as season 7. I would be surprised if they didn't bring Kirby back. I want them to bring Kirby back. I'm with Emmy. I think Kirby is everything for this movie, especially since Sydney wasn't in this. in my quick review, I said Kirby gave like final girl energy. This is like matured final girl that didn't just become like. I love that Sydney was like helping other people with her issues, but I also love that Kirby was like, I'm in the fucking FBI, dog. That's true, CM. That's true. I might watch the show. I probably don't know that much about the show though anyway, so even if you did spoil it, I wouldn't know that much. Giovanni, thank you for the $4.99. Appreciate you donating to the stream. Mindy's throwaway line about the movie being a requel to Stab Scream 2 immediately gave away the entire ending twist. You know, Mindy is kind of the key in a lot of ways, kind of the same way Randy is. Randy's like I said in the reactions, Randy's the god of the universe. Whatever he fucking speaks comes to fruition. It just happens every time. So Mindy talking about the requel Stab Scream 2, we definitely should have known it was somebody's family member, somebody, you know, it makes sense that it would make it Richie's dad. If it was Richie's mom, that would have been a little on the nose. I'm just still confused on how he convinced his children to go along with it. Like, were they just like sitting at family dinner one night, like cutting up a fucking pork chop or something? He's like, you know what? Richie was right. We should kill these bastards. We should just finish his movie. Like, come on. What? I don't know, man. The family dynamic is funny in this. I like the idea that they actually they had a family dinner and just decided it all out. Also, where's Richie's mom? Did they talk about Richie's mom in this? Like, is she dead? Is she divorced with Detective Bailey? I'm not sure. Also, no problem. Red Pill Alpha Male. I did not read any spoilers, so don't be upset or anything, my friend. But I think that's hilarious. What do you guys think about that? Let's see. Yeah, 88. I mean, honestly, how in the hell? You know what? Mr. Hootie Dean, I agree. The mom was probably like, we can't just go start killing people. That's why Richie got killed in the first place, and they just fucking murdered her at the table scene. I think if we had to rank like some killer reveals, killers in general, I think Ghostface wise, they're amazing. I think they were a unit. I don't know if Detective Bailey was like teaching his kids how to be badasses or something. Had Ethan in the weight room like getting ready for shit, but they actually had some precision, some deadliness to them versus the reveal wasn't as heavy. It's kind of almost like the Roman situation. Roman was a solo Ghostface, the only badass willing to be solo, but his reveal wasn't the greatest. His Ghostface was good, and his voice changer was really cool, but the reveal, not so much. I think Scream 4 is still my favorite reveal, to be real. Like, I didn't know who the killer was going to be in that one. That one shook me up. Yeah, Nick, Richie's mom is definitely the same with the family like Billy's dad, for sure. And Roman does get absolutely all the points for doing the work himself. Hey, Mr. Houdini, the double swipe, I'm telling you, that's probably, if I'm going to make a gif of that shit one day, and when the movie comes out and that scene finally comes out, the double knife swipe, man. If I were Sam and Tara and I saw that, I might have just willed myself to die. Like, I just watched Chad get fucking double stabbed. You know they're coming for me, dog.
Right.
No way. No way. I love the Kirby fake out though. I love that for a split fucking second, I was like, damn, Kirby really is the killer. Kirby's the killer. I was like, no, don't do this. Don't do this. What'd y'all think of all right, hang on. Oh yeah, JP, I screamed out loud theater during the double swipe. See, I tried to mention that in my non-spoiler review. Because I love that scene, but I didn't want to like give it away for anyone that hadn't seen that. And there were so many. If you watch the trailer, there's like 4 or 5 different knife swipes. So it's like they really had a lot of like love for the knife swipe. The double one though, that was crazy. It's the fact they were synchronized. You know they had to practice that shit, Corey. You know they were in the mirror.
They were definitely in the mirror. Yeah, they practiced it without the suit and they practiced it with the mask on. It was terrifying, man.
The dad's over there like, it's not synchronized enough. On 3 after you stab somebody.
Yeah,
at the same time, goddammit. I love that. Appreciate that, Iceman. I try not to spoil it. See, normally when we do reviews, we don't normally just jump straight into the spoiler review, because we actually like talking about the movies with you more than reviewing it, if that makes sense. Like, we're actually trying to just talk to you about movies. We like to talk movies with you. So the spoiler reviews are more like discussion. That's why I want to do a live stream, because I thought this would be way more fun. Which, Corey, I don't know about you personally, this is fucking way more fun.
Yeah.
But non-spoiler review, I was like, I just want to put my quick thoughts out there in case anyone hasn't seen it. I know there's a lot of people that are like waiting to see it. They're not opening weekend people. Mr. Hootie Dean with a good question. Time jump for part 7. I think they should do a time jump. I don't know if they should skip through college, but it would make sense if they didn't want to hold it down in New York. They do a quick little time skip. I would like a time skip. I just need to know how that fits into the killer. You know, like, because this one takes place right after 5, like a year, I think. So you kind of have, like, it makes sense to have the killers kind of follow in Richie's footsteps. I don't see how Scream 6 motivates more killers, if that makes sense. Unless Richie's whole family reunion's gonna fucking come together, be like, they killed Richie, fucking whatever Detective Bailey's first name is, I do not know, Ethan and Quinn. Nah, we gotta go. The killer for Scream 7 I'll be interested in, but a time skip is a great idea though. Let's see what y'all got. What's up, Ghostface? The Scream 5 and 6 killers automatically have their plans fail because Sam was in the hospital when Tara was attacked again, and they have cameras, so trying to make her solo killer already ruins their plan. True. See, I low-key want to go back to a solo killer now. I either want them to have 6 Ghostface at one time, like a whole squad. I want the Avengers of Ghostface killers, all right? I want Sarah and Tara and Sam to just have, like, I want them to call Sydney begging. Like, listen, don't be hiding for this one, bitch. I need you to come help us.
Yeah.
we are
in. Yeah.
Like, what do you mean you're hiding? We need you. Gail has been stabbed. Like, I'm surprised Sydney didn't roll up right then. I don't know, man. I need some explanation for Sydney not rolling up. She obviously don't like Gail as much as she like Dewey, which is fair. But yeah, the Scream 7 stuff's gonna be funny. Do you guys have? I want to ask you. Wait. Night Owl had a good thing up here. I want to read. Kirby didn't feel like Kirby. Okay, so I actually felt this too. She just felt like a more edgy Kirby though. I feel like high school Kirby was very like happy-go-lucky, watching movies, having a good life, enjoying her parties. She was going to stab-a-thons and shit. After getting stabbed so many times, working with the FBI, I could see her being a lot more grizzled Kirby. But something did kind of feel less. She was less bubbly, but I took that as she's had a hard fucking life. It's not like Sydney hard, but you still had pretty fucked up life, man. Dang, Iceman with the $50 donation. It's definitely way more fun to do this kind of live stream. Thank you guys for doing this. Oh yeah, anytime. The spoiler discussions are great. I think for movies like Scream specifically too, I think it's fun to talk Scream. It's fun to talk Scream. I don't know if you could do a spoiler discussion for like every movie. I would like to do one for John Wick, but I love John Wick. But I don't think John Wick's gonna have some crazy reveal where we're in the live stream like, oh, whoa, unless there is, which would be crazy. But yeah, Scream's a really good one for the spoiler discussion and live stream, and I think that makes it a lot more interactive for you guys. Because like, while I love reading and commenting with you guys, I think verbally responding is way more fun. Getting it real time. I wish I could read every comment like I normally do, but I learned from the last live stream I cannot read every single comment. So appreciate you guys hanging out with us. And if you're enjoying the stream, make sure you hit it with a like. Really helps the channel, y'all. I wonder what if Danny's playing the long game though? What if he's like gonna be a Scream killer and he's just waiting for his chance? Now he's in. He's got the trust. And then imagine if he just like turned and fucking killed Tara in front of Sam or some shit. I would die. But I think it would be great to have a Scream killer planted in a previous movie and kind of setting that up to, instead of it being all in one movie condensed, like imagine if you were like, well, in Scream 5, remember this one specific thing happened, and then Scream 7 it pays off where it's like, see, they were being kind of weird this whole time. But we haven't really had a character do that, especially not from the core 4. Nobody in the core 4 better end up being the killer. I'll jump off the franchise so fast, there's no fucking way. There's no fucking way. Chad ends up being the killer. Mindy better not be the killer.
You don't think that all this trauma could lead them to be a killer, though? Like, let's say one of the core 4 turned into a killer, and they're like, we just need to go ahead and get rid of all of us to make this over, and that'd be like the last end-all, be-all. Because, I mean, for the most part, it does seem like people just kind of lose it, and then they kind of switch sides a little bit. So something like that could happen, maybe to end the franchise. You know what I mean? Like you have one of the main guys be like, okay, so we're the issue. Like people are gonna always continuously come after us for any reason. It could be valid or invalid. And then they just being like, all right, we'll just get rid of the entire core 4, killing the other people, and then maybe killing themselves at the end.
You're saying like some Aaron Yeager shit, like I'll just do it myself. I'll clear it out myself.
but clearing, literally like killing off the core 4 from within side of it. You know what I'm saying? Like one of the members of it.
I could see maybe them trying to do that with like Sam being like Billy Loomis in her head, being like, hey, you need to fucking kill everybody from the core, because if you don't keep doing it, if you keep letting this happen, this is going to keep happening. But if you just nip the bud right here, kill everybody, get away with it, go to jail. Like I could see the Billy Loomis visions kind of putting her in that. But the Billy visions I'm still kind of on the fence for. I don't know if I like the Billy visions or not. That's like the most supernatural that Scream has ever gotten. And I know they kind of like try to say that Sam's like taking medicine and going to therapy and stuff like that. But I don't know. In my head, like obviously it's not really Billy. It's all in her head. But I could see if they wanted to go that twisted route with Sam. But who kills Sam? Tara would almost either have to kill her sister, or Sydney would have to kill the title girl, or the final girl, excuse me, of the new Scream franchise. That would probably be pretty crazy. What's up, Jennifer? Happy you jumping in the stream. Jumping in late, but I want to say thanks for having a fun stream. Oh yeah, anytime, Jennifer. Anybody that's in here right now that's not watching the Oscars, you're a real one. you're a real one. I know the Oscars just started, I'm pretty sure. I don't usually watch the Oscars, but I didn't know if you guys cared about the Oscars. We can maybe check out Oscar stuff after the Scream talk, but I'm having fun talking Scream, so I hope you guys are too. The height stuff, the chat's brought up a good thing about the height stuff. This was something that I kind of had about Amber. Like when I was thinking about Dewey dying in Scream 5, I was like, that Ghostface was like fucking tall. But Ghostface is always wearing boots. The mask could like add another fucking 3 or 4 inches. Like, I don't know. The height stuff doesn't really. The filmmakers are gonna finesse you every time. The filmmakers are gonna finesse you every time. They're gonna try to throw you off. It could be a 4'5" person. They're gonna look 6 feet tall and they're killing people. That's just what it is, right? Can you imagine like a 4'5" ghost face running at you, little tiny ghost face running at you?
Right.
All you'd have to do is look around the friend group and be like, "Who's 4'5"? Who the hell's 4'5"? So yeah, the ghost face killers are always going to finesse you on the height. That's funny. Yeah, I like knowing who wins the Oscars. Low key, Top Gun Maverick or Everything Ever All at Once better win Best Picture. But yeah, that's all I really care about. Yeah, CM, the mask killers are always played by a stunt double. Real killer's identity is irrelevant to the height. Yeah, for sure. But Tiny Ghostface is hilarious, right, Marcus? Come on, man. Little Oompa Loompa Ghostface. Come on. Let's see. It's been said from the beginning that Ghostface is his own character and something different from the people behind the mask. Yeah, that's true. Before getting into the Scream franchise, me and Corey have played Dead by Daylight, and Ghostface has like kind of powers in that game, if I remember correctly. So in my mind, I thought Ghostface was kind of the supernatural person. I just didn't know how deep it ran, if that makes sense. So I really like to know that it was not supernatural and that it's just normal people. It makes a lot more sense, like in Scream 1 when Tatum's like throwing fridge doors. I think it's Billy that she fucks up with the fridge door. Like the goofiness. I think that's why I like Scream 6 Killers so much, because they were efficient. They were not getting like tripped up on normal things. Like, I don't know, there was just some badassery to these Ghostface kills that made them feel a lot more menacing. A lot more. I think menacing is a good word. They seemed angry. These Ghostface seemed angry, versus the other Ghostface didn't seem that angry. I like that they kind of toy with the people. These Ghostface did not toy with anybody. They just went straight for the kill. Excuse me. Take a quick sip here. Yeah, Iceman. Let's see. His stealth marking power in the game is based on Ghostface kills from the movies. That makes sense. See, I've always been more of a supernatural person. I like supernatural killers in movies way more. I just like, look at my background. I like superheroes and stuff. So when you can mix horror, like I root for Jason half the time in Friday the 13th. Not because, there's never like a reoccurring main character in the Friday franchise other than like Tommy Jarvis. But I love that he's supernatural. I root for him most of the time because I low-key think Jason's kind of a hero sometimes. He's like, man, I died because people were having sex. You're having sex around me, dog. That's your ass. I love that. Whereas, I do like that each Scream killer, I think what will keep Scream fresh is they all have their own specific motive. Like, I love Jill's motive that she just wants to be famous. I'm tired of always hearing Sydney's fucking name. I want to be famous for once. She gets like 3 seconds of fame and then out of there. Oh, I know Nightmare on Elm Street is going to be fun. I know Final Destination is going to be fucking wacky as hell. Even though I know it's like kind of supernatural, but not really. Like, I know people just die out of nowhere. That's all I know about that franchise. Let's see. Oh yeah, Tiny Ghostface, Mini Ghost. I like that, Marcus. Mini Ghost seems like something you definitely see in a scary movie or something. Let's see. A lot of you guys preferring the non-supernatural. Yeah, Marcus, I don't think it's supernatural. Billy exists in Sam's mind. He's a hallucination, kind of like Sydney's mother in Scream 3 wasn't real. That's a good call out. I've tried to forget about Sydney's mom scene because that shit low-key had me shook in the reaction. I was like, holy fuck. This is actually... I hate when characters are... I hate when they look directly into the camera, especially in scary movies. And she's like walking around outside and then she just looks straight into the camera. My heart kind of spiked for a second there. So that was definitely horrifying.
Hey, Dallas said he's ready whenever. I don't know if you can like add him.
Oh yeah,
as we're already on here.
Oh yeah,
or if he's in the thing.
Hang on, I'll invite him right now. All right, we're gonna get Dallas in here, y'all. Let me just invite him. Corey, what was your favorite part of the movie though? Like, if you had to say what like your favorite part, what would you say is your favorite part of Scream 6? And that goes for the chat as well. Y'all want to hit me with your favorite part of Scream 6? If you love Scream 6, let me know what your favorite part is. We'll talk about it.
This is my favorite part. Hold
on, we'll get Dallas in here, y'all. This will be 2 seconds. All right. I think my favorite part was the whole dorm scene. I love that dorm scene. Was so hype. I mean, the convenience store is quick, but the latter red pill alpha male, exactly, the latter part and the whole dorm scene, there was just so much panic going on there. The double knife swipe that might be the most hype moment of the movie for me.
Yeah,
most hype. But I don't know if that was my favorite moment. But in the theater, I don't think I was. I think I was so ready for the third act after I saw the double knife swipe, because I was like, oh, it's about to get crazy. It's about to get crazy. Tell Dallas that I sent the link to him.
I just told him. Should I just go ahead and do my thing real quick?
Go for it. Go for it. What's up, Dallas?
What's up?
Welcome to the stream. Have you been checking out the stream at all, or are you fresh on this?
I'm fresh. I'm fresh for sure.
So we're talking about our favorite parts real quick. I think if you had to say one, Dallas's opinion on the movie might be a little different. Actually, Corey doesn't like Scream 6 as much as I thought.
Really?
He ranks it pretty low. Actually. Yeah, everybody say what's up to Dallas.
What's up? Sorry, I'm looking at some notes I have.
Oh, no, you're right.
I wanted to ask you a question, actually.
Oh, yeah, hit me with it. Ladder scene is definitely the best scene. Anything that dorm, from start to finish, like Danny trying to warn them that Ghostface is there, like the tension that builds in everything in that scene is perfect. Ghostface, who is this man? This is the fucking legend known as Dallas. Do you see the mustache on this man right now?
It is sweet.
You cannot tell me that you don't believe everything this man says about movie and film with a mustache like that. He is the third. Oh yeah.
This is Ern. What's up, Marcus? My favorite scary movie.
Oh damn, he's hitting you with a favorite scary movie.
I know. Shit. I feel like it's a basic answer at this point, but I think it's Hereditary. It's Hereditary or the first Scream, I think. It's a double tie. It's a double tie between the two. Hereditary is like the first, I think it's the first experience as an adult where I watched a horror movie and walked out feeling like fucked up about it. You know, like in a way it kind of ruined my week, but like in the best way possible that I'd want a horror movie to. Actually bothered me.
Hereditary is definitely, ooh man. Okay, so quick story on Hereditary. I avoided that movie for so long because supernatural horror, when it's like possession horror, anything like demon possession, that shit fucks me up so bad.
Word.
So bad.
Our Bible Belt asses.
Oh yeah.
Scary.
Yeah, man. Anything anti God and all that stuff. We were super scared of that. Ingrained as children not to fuck with that until during quarantine, during COVID, height of COVID. Dallas is like, listen, what's it going to take for you to watch Hereditary. Mind you, I'm alone in my room in the middle of the night. We all live in different states. I was like, Dallas, you have to watch it with me. That's all I fucking ask. I've never been so horrified alone in my room watching a movie.
Because it flips, it does a 360 on you, man. Like you think the worst part is gonna be like the ghost stuff, when it's definitely just like the family. To me, like the family part, like the most horrific scene is after she dies and you just hear the mom crying in the other room. To where there's parts of it where I'm like scared, and then there's other parts where I'm like uncomfortable. I'm like, this is just weird.
Dread.
Midsummer's up there too. I think pretty much anything Ari Aster does at this stage, I'm gonna be championing for a long, long time. Lighthouse is moving up, man. Lighthouse.
We ain't talking about Lighthouse, dog. We ain't talking about Lighthouse. Ain't no horror movie, man.
I know, man. I know. I hated it the first time too. It's growing on me though. First Scream's up there for sure, though, for me.
I didn't realize how hard I was sleeping on Scream until I watched it, and then I was like, okay, I get the hype. I get the hype now. Emmy's saying her favorite scene is also the ladder scene for sure. The Chad fake out and death scene, especially the part where both Sam and Tara grab Ghostface and Chad then throws the punch. Oh yeah. The combos in this movie are crazy.
Why is everybody like getting the fuck off with the hands? Like, it's wild. No, the ladder scene's probably my favorite too. That was the standout of the for the standout of the movie for me. You said Corey didn't like it as much as we thought. Corey, you didn't like it?
It's okay. It's okay.
He said it was a hard second watch.
The second time, okay. It was hard to get through it the second time. Because I felt like I was looking for the stuff that maybe was given off, but they really don't, man. Like I'm not saying the ending doesn't ruin it for me, but I feel like that is kind of part of the Scream movies is the twist. You know what I mean?
By the way, CM
thrown together.
We couldn't even spoil the Lighthouse for you if we wanted to. It's not even that. It's not even cohesive enough of a plot for us to even spoil it. To be honest, that's just something you got to go watch.
Emmy, real quick, she says she has not seen Hereditary. Should she watch it?
Yes.
Emmy.
I mean, honestly, no, but yes, at the same time.
Watch it during the day.
You gotta get the homies you went to see Scream with, your boyfriend and your friend and her boyfriend. You gotta get the squad together to watch Hereditary. Do a watch party on that. You will not leave. Okay, you will not leave the same person. Okay, at least I didn't.
Yeah.
I had the image of the wall climb in my head every night going to bed for like 2 years.
Make sure the vibe is right though. Like this is not the let's have a fun night, let's watch Hereditary. That's not the movie you pull out. Like you could actually mess the whole night up potentially. Potentially. I remember I was at my girlfriend's friend's Halloween party last year, and they're like, "Oh, let's watch a scary movie," and it was like a Halloween party type thing. So they wanted like spooky. You know what I mean? And someone was like, "What about this?" And they put on Hereditary, and I was like, "Wait. Negative."
Hereditary is fucked up.
It took me 2 sittings to get through Hereditary, man. I definitely hit the pause on it when I was watching it at night when Dallas had suggested it to me. I paused it until the next day.
This is like my role, by the way. Indoctrinating.
So
indoctrinating everyone.
So anyone that's needs a quick update on like basically all of us. Dallas is the one that makes us watch all the fucked up movies that are great, but ones that we would never watch outside of our own willpower. Corey, I think Corey watches the most regular horror stuff in my opinion. But like even in high school and college, you'd be like, all right, like you the Pope's Exorcist, you're like, Pope Exorcist looks dope. In my mind, I'm like, bro, I have not watched
I was fucking waiting on that movie to come out. I was waiting for that movie to come out, and it was ass.
We'll be in the group chat and we're like, man, Pope's Exorcist looks kind of shitty, and Corey's like, I don't know.
No, see.
Oh, we're talking about the new one. Yeah, no, that movie looks hard.
No, dog.
No, don't do that.
It's like, but my thing is like,
it's the supernatural that you're wanting from a scary movie. I feel like this is gonna be the most like supernatural scary movie.
Don't they all look hard though? That's the thing with horror movies. Is like the trailer is like the biggest lie. Like it's almost like they lie in the same way. So if something seems too scary to be true in a horror movie trailer, I'm kind of like,
You're right. That's fair. That's fair. That movie looks hard though.
Man, hold up. My man Abel with $2 donation with another sticker. That's my guy. I mean, we gotta. I guess we have to ask y'all what's y'all's favorite scary movie. Y'all obviously have some really good fucking recommendations and taste. So please hit us with what your favorite scary movie is. I know we're getting kind of we're moving away from Scream to a degree, but also still talking about Scream. But Scream's kind of like a celebration of horror in general. So if you guys want to talk about anything horror, we definitely can. I'm not as well versed in the horror space though, because I'm low key a scrub.
Hey, hold on a second. Abel said Hereditary was mid.
Get him out the chat.
Abel, with the $2 donation, Abel, and then you say that, dog.
See, my boy Kyle gets it. Hereditary and Scream. We're locked in.
Hereditary and Scream. I mean, if you want to go non-supernatural and supernatural, that's probably top two right there.
Yeah.
I really like Cabin in the Woods. That's my fucking answer go to every single time. I love that movie more than
Cabin in the Woods is great.
I could watch that 1,000 times and I would never get upset. Classic Halloween though. A few people have said classic Halloween. Definitely one of the better movies.
I'm seeing the fuck Halloween ends chats, which my man
Ghostface. I agree with what he said. Halloween Ends is a perfect example of trailer promoting one thing and giving us the opposite. That's why I hated
100%.
Halloween Ends.
100%.
That's why I hated Halloween Ends. You can't tell me it's going to be the great ending of Michael Myers and Laurie Strode's battle, and then it was the fucking Corey movie.
I gotta put The Ring up there for me too.
See, I haven't seen
the Conjuring
The Ring.
movies. They don't get a lot of love, but I like the Conjuring. I like haunting movies. Like I feel like you can feel the presence. That's what I'm saying. You can always feel whatever supernatural being is in it.
Yeah,
like it's not like they hide. Like it can be hidden, but you still feel it. You know what I'm saying? I really like those a lot.
It's crazy because like The Conjuring doesn't even like, it's not reinventing the wheel. Like it's a kind of movie we've seen before, but James Wan just executes like perfectly. Perfectly. Yeah. And I will say, as far as like single scenes go in The Conjuring 2, when they're at their house and the daughter is talking to, what's her name? Elizabeth Warren, right?
Mm-hmm.
Talking to Elizabeth Warren. She asks, "Who's that?" And Elizabeth Warren's like, "What?" And she points down the hallway, and it's just the nun standing down just that long shot of the nun standing at the end of the hallway. That for me is like single scenes, like one of the worst ones for me. One of the scariest ones.
Yes.
Does Conjuring hold up past 2 though? I've seen the first 2 because I only seen the first one until Dallas forced me to watch the second one.
Yeah.
And then so 3, 4, and there like 4 or 5 of them. Do they all hold up, or they all kind of get?
At a certain point, it turns to like Catholic Avengers. To me, is what it kind of starts to feel like, which is cool, but just not for me at that stage. I'm not really interested. I don't like it when it feels like it's the Warrens versus the demon in like a equally adversarial way. You know what I mean? Where it's not, they're not at the mercy of the demon anymore. They're like actively fighting against it. If that makes any sense. Not into that.
So you're saying like Conjuring 3 and 4 kind of, it's like the Warrens are straight up equal forces to demonic figures and shit.
Yeah, like I can't remember if it's the third or the fourth one, but I mean, there's literally one where like they're pretty much fighting a witch, so to speak. So it becomes witch versus the Warrens, and I hate the idea of that because it's like, are we doing like a battle movie? Are we doing like Godzilla versus Kong spiritual edition? Like I'm not really, I'm not into that. Insidious is very good, by the way. Better than The Conjuring. They're like neck and neck for me. I don't revisit Insidious as much though. I don't come back to Insidious.
I've seen Insidious like when we were in high school. I think it came out, and we were like, "This is fun." And then I don't think I've seen it again since then.
I have seen the first Terrifier movie, by the way, Kyle. I have seen that one.
I haven't seen Terrifier.
I haven't seen the second one, but I saw the first one. Those movies are gross.
I see a few people talking. I see Ghostface and see him talking Pearl in here, Dallas. You want to get on the fucking Pearl hype train?
Shit, actually, Pearl is the greatest horror movie ever made. Sorry, I forgot. But that's actually the best horror movie of all time and probably my favorite. When Pearl came out, that was like a milestone for me, to be quite honest with you. Like, I think Mia Goth's performance in that has to go down as like the all-time great. I think it's right there with Toni Collette's performance in Hereditary.
Mhm.
Like, those two performances for me are like neck and neck as far as like just being amazing. But I think I'd have to go Pearl. But Pearl on top of X, and assuming that Maxine's just as good, I don't think we've had. I think that would probably be the best horror trilogy we've ever had, right? It would have to be. I would think.
We for everyone giving Pearl its flowers in the chat, we have a Pearl review up on the channel, and Dallas has a video essay about Pearl on the channel. So if you want to know our deeper thoughts on Pearl, we have 2 awesome videos showing our love for that. Also, want to pause everything for just a second. Mr. Hootie Dean letting us know the Oscar news. Jamie Lee Curtis just won the Oscar, I assume, for Everything Everywhere All at Once. I don't know if you guys know this, but Everything Everywhere All at Once has now become the most awarded movie of all fucking time. Like, and it hasn't even had. It's like just now getting to the Oscars. So,
rightfully deserved.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, definitely check out the Pearl videos. We love Pearl. Mia Goth. Yeah. Here's my thing though. I love Mia Goth, but exactly, Ghostface. Exactly. I did not want to watch Infinity Pool, even though it had her. I did not want to watch whatever the fuck was going on in that movie, and I probably will never watch that movie because it sounds horrible.
Me being a supportive husband, I'm gonna see everything she's in because that's just what I'm trying to do. I just feel like that's my responsibility because that's the kind of partner I am personally. But I saw Infinity Pool. Listen, Infinity Pool is a different kind of watching experience, and I think if you go into it expecting like a traditional horror movie, especially like in terms of like the structure and everything, I think it would be pretty disappointed. If you go in with an open mind and expect to see something fucked up, which to me, like that's what the Cronenbergs, both he and his son, that's kind of what they do. Like they're not interested in making anything like relatively normal. Like they're kind of always pushing things. So going into it with that, I enjoyed it, but I could definitely see where someone wouldn't.
Well, it's like,
not. I'll never watch it again. I'll say that. Maybe if someone was like, oh, I've never seen Infinity Pool, and I just kind of want them to have that experience. But am I ever going to like break the Infinity Pool Blu-ray out? Nah, I don't think so.
I don't think so. CM Infinity Pool is pretty new. From what I know, it's less story, more about the gore and fucked upness, if I'm correct. I think if Dallas is like, you want to have a bad night over at my house, let's watch Infinity Pool. That's pretty much what I'm learning here.
Yeah.
There's a lot of horror stuff coming out this year that I want to like. The Exorcist is a huge one. I don't know if they'll ever actually be able to replicate that. I haven't seen the original Exorcist, so I don't know if an updated version of that would even work. I don't know. It's supposed to be a requel though, kind of like Scream, right? Like it's a continuation of The Exorcist, and not just like a straight up reboot. I can't. Evil Dead Rise. Are y'all hyped about Evil Dead Rise? Do y'all fuck with the Evil Dead franchise?
That shit looked great. That trailer looked great.
Like,
when I kind of figured out it was Evil Dead, I was like, yeah, kind of trying not to like it. But then I watched the entire trailer in the theater, and I was like, I don't know. That shit looked a little tough. A little tough.
I think it looks great. If you like the Evil Dead remake that came out, I guess a while now, but it was badass. It kind of seems like it's taking more of the super fucked up scary Evil Dead instead of the super campy, like classic Evil Dead. I love. I've seen the first 2, have not seen 3. Ghostface with the trailer, scream audibly when the cheese grater clip happened. If they're showing the cheese grater scene from the trailer in Evil Dead Rise, and that's in the trailer,
right?
I think she had a tattoo gun going into somebody's eye at some point. I think there's going to be a lot of fucked up stuff that happens in that movie. Low key, super hype for Evil Dead. Marcus, The Mist is also a favorite. The Mist will make you contemplate your every decision you've made in life. Low key. Like, I've never been more fucking sad at the end of a movie than maybe The Mist. Oh, what's up, Ella? The $4.99 donation. The Pearl is the GOAT of horror this year. But what we all want to know, are y'all wifed up? Ella, I am wifed up. I am happily married, and I love my wife very much. I can't speak for Corey and Dallas though. Apparently Dallas married to Mia Goth.
Yeah. I mean,
Shia LaBeouf, get out of here, dog.
I do. You know, it's complicated because I am married to Mia Goth. Like that is factual. But I have also had a girlfriend of 4 years.
Commits to it.
Yeah. So it's complicated. I don't really want to get into it. But yeah, I've had a girlfriend for like 4 years.
Let's hope she's not watching the video.
Anyway, moving on. I actually want to ask you guys about something because I was watching random movie scenes today. This is a little off topic, forgive me. I was watching random movie scenes today, and I was watching the King Kong movie. That scene where they fall down in the pit with all the insects and everything, I think that may be the worst scene I've ever watched in my life, and actually scarier than any other piece of media I consumed ever. And
Wait, the Peter Jackson King Kong?
Yes.
When the fucking centipede like eats that dude's
and
head.
The giant fucking crickets and everything. Like, I don't know why, but the idea of like giant bugs is like the scariest shit ever to me.
Hey, King Kong was like a surprising horror movie. Like, I think kids went to go see Peter Jackson King Kong and got like visually scarred for life. No doubt.
Yeah.
Kids were like, oh yeah, let's just go watch King Kong. It's gonna be great. Most horrific scenes ever.
I thought about rewatching that movie, and then I realized it was like 3 hours long, like 3 hours and 20 minutes long. I had no idea.
That's a long one, man.
I had no idea it was that long.
That I haven't rewatched that movie since I watched it a long time ago because of how long it is. I remember being a kid and being like, when is this going to end? Ghostface, that's a good question. What would y'all say is the best horror remake?
Oof.
I really like 2018 Halloween.
Yeah.
I really fucking like that. They fumble in the sequels a little bit. That first one was fucking good.
I love It Chapter 1 and 2. I'm a big fan of those movies. It Chapter 1 and 2, which I don't know, like the original movie / TV show that they did was kind of shitty. So I don't know, not much to live up to, I guess. But that's up there for me.
Yeah. That's a really good one, and the Evil Dead remake is a really good one too.
Yeah,
Corey, you got a remake that you hold deep.
I like the It movies too. Even upon rewatching those, I still get a little creeped out. They're really good.
I don't think I ever watched It Chapter 2. I think I watched the scene, like the adult scene at the end where they're like jumping his ass at the end, but I don't think I ever watched that full movie.
The Blob is a very good one. By the way, The Blob is a very good one.
The Fly. That's a fucking great one. The Fly is right up my alley.
It Chapter 2 is really good. Kind of overstays its welcome a little bit for me. Like, I don't know if you felt that way, Corey, but like especially when I first watched it in theaters, it's like the last 30 minutes where he's like almost dying but keeps coming back to life. It's like...
Yeah. The ending is funky. Yeah, the ending is funky. I like the first one more than I like the second one, though.
I also haven't read the book, though. I don't know the full story, but doesn't like the ending kind of get kind of weird and crazy? Like, I feel like they had to change a lot of stuff for the movie to make that work.
I didn't read all of the book. Some of the book was a little too weird for me because I had not read it before seeing the movies, and I guess I just kind of had this concrete idea of what it was from, watching the reboots or whatever. So I don't know how different it is because I didn't make it to the end of the book, but the ending of the second one does get kind of weird and super meta a little bit, I think.
This actually just presented a good question. Everyone in here that's still all about the Scream stuff, would it be a Scream franchise cardinal sin to have a part 1 and a part 2, and at the end of the part 1 there is not a reveal? How would you guys feel about that? Would that even... I feel like that's really anti-Scream, but if they were to make fun of the meta commentary of the landscape of the movie world right now, everything's got a part 1, part 2. Fast and Furious doing part 1, part 2. Mission Impossible's doing part 1, part 2. Endgame part 1, part 2. If Scream did a part 1, part 2 of Scream 7 or the finale of the franchise, would that work? I don't know. I feel like that might be that's jumping the shark, but it would make sense in the Scream franchise for the. Can you imagine the Mindy scene where it's like, this is the part 1 of the part 2?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Scream can jump the shark, by the way. I think that's the beauty of the franchise. I don't think it's possible.
Really?
No, I don't think so. At this stage, no. I'm done doubting Scream. They've made 6 movies that are direct sequels, and they're not pieces of shit, which is incredible in itself.
I'm definitely going to be spreading the Scream religion very soon. Like people that aren't in the Scream, I can't wait to put people onto it. Like you guys have been so excited to watch other people watch it. We got to make Scream. I feel like Scream's a really good one, even if you don't like horror movies, because it's not scary. Like there's some jump scares in there. But it's just like, if you can watch action movies, you can watch Scream. I've seen people get stabbed in Terminator. Same shit. See some people think that's pretty. Marcus said that's pretty interesting. Justin said he had a feeling they would do that and leave it unrevealed. If a Ghostface killer ever got away with it, and that was the end of part 1, and let's say Sam or Tara end up dying, or they killed Sydney, and that was a part 1 of part 2. If they left on a cliffhanger of somebody huge dying, I think that would be really interesting. I don't know if it'd work though. I agree, XL Ghost. 88, both parts have to come out in the same year. That's a good point. I mean, Scream 5, Scream 6 came out back to back. Avengers Endgame, Infinity War back to back. So you would kind of have to make it back to back for sure. If the killer would have to be somebody crazy though. Like imagine at the end of part 7 they revealed it is actually Stu, and everyone was like, "Oh, it's fucking Stu." And then the movie rolls credits. Everyone would probably be so fucking mad. It would actually be horrible. That was the original idea for Scream 4, Marcus. I've heard there was a lot of plans for Jill in Scream 4, and then apparently that didn't work out. Apparently they're shooting Scream 7 in October.
Quick turnaround.
I think they could get that out by summer of next year. I mean, I don't know when Scream 5 came out last year. Did it come out in March of last year? Was it a summer movie? If you guys remember, please let me know. I would love to know how fast they got that movie out, because they had to film those back to back.
Also, this is furthering the Jenna Ortega takeover. Oh, that's so massive.
Mia Goth's gonna have the older horror fans. Yeah. Jenna Ortega is gonna hold the younger fans by very, very, very tight. I think she's gonna blow up and be a huge Scream queen though. I wouldn't be surprised if Jenna moves into like a more. She could be in anything now, and I think she's going to be great.
Especially with Wednesday. Yeah. And how huge that is.
Mia Goth is kind of... I think she could do anything if she wanted to, but she likes the weird, creepy horror stuff. So
yeah, for sure.
She'll definitely stay in that. Scream 2022 came out in January. It was a January movie last year? That's like the shitbox release of the year.
Such a weird release time, yeah.
It had to make really good money then, because if that was the only movie to come out in January that was really giving it competition. Whew.
Anya Taylor-Joy in Scream 7 would be great. I love Anya Taylor-Joy. She also, I don't think she's underrated, but I don't think like we as a friend group give her enough praise, because she's actually pretty amazing in everything she's in.
I want to see The Menu very badly. I've heard that she's great in The Menu. But I really don't know what the fuck that movie's about at the end of it. I know it's like they like travel to Ralph Fiennes, whatever, and then I don't know what happens after that.
Also cool seeing Ralph Fiennes is like not Voldemort, because that's how I knew him for the majority of my childhood. Yeah. So it's cool going back and watching a bunch of stuff that he's in. He's really great. I think you'd like it, Cole. You should check it out.
I think I'll definitely check it out soon. CM just blew my mind. Is Mia Goth really 29? Is my life? Am I a fuck up in life? Like she's killing it at 29, dog.
Have you ever heard her like actual voice? By the way,
Yes, I saw an
it's
interview.
hilarious. It's hilarious.
She is she's so sweet too. Like if you actually like listen to her in an interview, she's one of the nicest people ever. It's hilarious that she's in horror. I've noticed this about horror. Iceman pointed this out to me. It seems like the horror community, while they like watching fucked up things, they're actually like one of the more nice and like supportive
Yeah,
fan bases of
yeah,
movies.
for sure.
It reminds me of like screamo. People have the same thought process about screamo music, where it's like it sounds scary, but then you talk to like anyone in the band, they're like the most laid back, chill people in the world.
Yeah.
I think that's hilarious. People have all these connotations about the horror franchises and stuff, and they're actually like the coolest people in the world.
How did that weirdo Shia LaBeouf manage to pull her? I don't know Red Pill, but believe me, it's handled, dog. Believe me. Don't even worry about it. It's handled.
Dallas has a Ghostface costume in the back. He killed Shia LaBeouf fucking weeks ago, dog. Nobody's known.
Oh yeah, he's fucking done, dog. I'm in the new Transformers, just so we're clear.
Oh. My man Ghostface. The menu was a great time, especially as someone who watches cooking shows. It was tailored towards me, especially the villain in the question, how the food is presented. See, I don't watch as much cooking stuff, but I still think it would be pretty cool. I probably will be hungry watching that. Y'all, I didn't know Samara Weaving's voice in Scream 6 was her actual voice because I only know her from Ready or Not, so I assumed that was her voice. So when she spoke in 6, it caught me so off guard. See, I saw Ready or Not. I didn't realize that Radio Silence made Ready or Not, so it made sense that they would throw her in this movie to be an awesome like opening kill. I should have known, as much as I like Ready or Not, that I would have enjoyed Scream 5, but I didn't know Scream 5 was made by Radio Silence. You haven't seen Ready or Not?
Still haven't seen it.
Ooh, man, you would love that. You
Really?
would love that. First time watching for you, Dallas.
I'll do it.
That's a really fucking good one. It's hilarious. It's hilarious. Our man Marcus with the $19.99 donation. What is your favorite kill from the entire Scream franchise? Also, what is a bad horror film guilty pleasure? It's gonna take a little second, Marcus. It's gonna take a little second.
Favorite kill.
I'm gonna say, while this might be controversial, off the top of my head, I actually like. I don't know if this counts as a kill because it's not from a Ghostface killer. I love how Sam brutalizes Richie in Scream 5. I fucking love that she stabs him like 20 something times. You could just feel the anger and the Billy channeling through. But man, that's a good question. What do you guys think? And I'll be thinking on my guilty pleasure horror movie.
Would it be whack as fuck to say the first one?
The very first kill, like
The
Drew
very first
Barrymore?
one. Yeah, would it be whack as fuck to say that?
I don't think it's whack, man. I think that sets the tone for that. Without that intro, that we don't have Scream today.
It's like, it's not just the kill itself, like how he killed her, because that's relatively boring, but just that whole opening scene is like one of my favorites ever. I think of any movie. Like, as far as like building suspense and stuff is concerned, I don't think there's very few. I think there's very few scenes who do that as well. And I think for me, even though it's not all that different from what we see in a lot of horror movies now, I think at the time, if you had first watched that, that probably would immediately set the movie apart from other things that you had seen prior to that. So that's probably going to be near the top for me. Horror movie guilty pleasure.
You can think on it if Corey knows his Scream kill. Do you know your favorite Scream kill, Corey?
Yeah, I think it was from this one actually. The whenever he's like juggling her on that ladder, dude. That whole scene's crazy. Like not it wasn't even like a stab kill, but for a second I was hoping that she was gonna survive. But then just throwing her off the edge like that, I don't know. I just felt like it was like the only creative one, I guess, in this movie. So I think that one might have been my favorite one.
I like that one a lot because it's anti-stabbing. Like, she does get stabbed, obviously, but I like that they finish her off. I need more creative Ghostface kills. That's why I'm not mad about the shotgun. I'm not mad. Like, I like the knife. That's classic. But I feel like Ghostface is going to have some variety in the future. I'll definitely do a reaction to the menu, Emmy, if y'all want to check that out.
Horror movie guilty pleasure is a really good question.
That's a good ass question, Marcus. Also, Cocaine Bear horror movie Red Pill. Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure.
Man, a guilty pleasure horror movie. I know one. I don't want to say something from Friday the 13th because some of those movies are bad, but I love Jason X. I know some people don't like Jason X. I like watching Mecha Jason and fuck people up. I like Halloween Kills. That might be a little controversial too. I like Halloween Kills because I like Michael Myers' kills in that movie. I'm not watching Halloween for the story like I am for Scream. I'm more in it for. I just want to watch Michael fuck people up, and he fucks everybody up in that movie.
Do you guys remember a movie called My Soul to Take? By any chance?
I've heard of that movie, but I haven't seen it.
It is the biggest piece of shit, and I think I watch it 3 times a year. I really love it. I think also maybe Dead Silence, if you're familiar with the ventriloquist movie.
I that's on my list of things to watch because I love James Wan.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize that movie was made by James Wan. So I want to watch Dead Silence, but I heard Dead Silence is pretty good, right? Or is it bad?
It's not that great to me. I would consider it a guilty pleasure.
Okay.
Like I would.
I'm trying to think of the last time I rewatched a horror movie, even though I knew it was bad. See, I kind of have this like horror movie, since that's kind of my blind spot on a lot of stuff. I never find myself actively rewatching the bad stuff. So I'm trying to think of movies I've seen multiple times as a horror movie. The Friday the 13th is probably the biggest franchise I've seen over and over again. When I got into horror, I liked Friday the 13th before I got into horror because I just thought Jason was a badass. So I would probably say Friday. Jason X is my guilty pleasure right now. Might have a different answer for you in a second. 88 saying they remember My Soul to Take. 88's a real one.
It's a terrible movie, man, but it's so much fun. It's so much fun. Also, Ghostface, I've seen Malignant, and I agree with you. It's a great time. I like seeing James Wan make movies like that, and even with Megan, it's almost like we know how brilliant of a filmmaker he is. So now he's just taking like massive risk, and
yeah,
I love seeing him do goofier, more fun stuff. It is by Wes Craven, I think. Yeah.
Really? My Soul Takes Wes Craven?
I believe so.
I need to see more of his stuff. Hey, see, me and Red Pill, we're right here. Controversial take. Jason's sympathetic character, whereas Michael Myers, less so. Freddy, definitely not. Okay, Red Pill, we have a very strong stance on Freddy. He's a pedophile. We got to beat the shit out of him every time we see him.
Yeah, Freddy's pizza face ass is unlovable and unlikable. I mean, he's funny sometimes, but like funny for a pedophile. So what does that even really mean? Michael, I don't know, man. Are we doing like Rob Zombie, Michael? Because like kids in the bathroom being like, "Your mom's a stripper." That's tough. That's a rough one.
I'm kind of blind on Michael because I've only seen the first Halloween and I've seen the new trilogy. The in between of Michael, not so much. So it depends on the timeline of Michael you're looking at. But Michael seems like he's just killing people for the fuck of it. Didn't he kill his sister before he got bullied? Isn't that like the story? The Happening. Oh, Night Owl. The Happening. I've heard that one's bad. I haven't seen The Happening because I've heard how bad it is. I've
not seen it either. I think my mom has seen it though, and she told me it was terrible. And I'm pretty sure Janet likes anything.
I sympathize with Jason though, man. Dude's had a fucked up life. He definitely would not have been a killer if his mom wasn't fucked up. I don't know. That one's tough. That one's tough.
I don't feel bad for Jason.
Jason, I can understand he was ugly. Let's not beat around the bush. But he didn't deserve to be around by the kids, and then his mom died, even though she.
That is crazy. People. I do think it's insane that kids bullied that hard, where they're like, "Man, you're ugly as fuck. Let's kill this dude."
Let him die.
That's fucking crazy.
So we have a Friday the 13th tier list and a horror survivability tier list, where the survivability tier list is probably one of the most fun videos we've ever made, where we talk about how we would beat the shit out of everybody in the horror like genre. And I think in the Friday 13th tier list, that's like the first thing we say about part 1 Jason is We actually just feel bad for him. Like what a poor bastard, man. Sympathetic for sure. I don't know if Michael was getting made fun of. I think he was always kind of fucked up. I don't know Freddy's backstory that well.
I think that's the point of Michael Rise. They often talk about just his hollow eyes. Now there's just, it's like his own evilness has been made him like fucking subvert humanity. like he's just fueled entirely by hate. Robert Eggers' Nosferatu is going to be crazy, by the way. We might have to. That might be like a. We got to see that.
Is that a thing? Is that actually?
Oh yeah.
happening?
Oh yeah. That's happening. Yeah, that's happening. It starts shooting soon. I'm pretty sure.
What about do you guys give a damn about Renfield, this Nick Cage Dracula movie that's coming out? I've seen this trailer like 10 times now. Every time I go to the theaters, and I'm like, do I want to see this movie?
I think I was like okay with seeing it until it shows fucking Dracula like floating in the air, and then it's like the big reveal is that it's Dracula this whole time. I thought that was crazy. I lost all interest in it immediately.
I think it knows it's campy though. I think it knows it's weird. It's like playing on the Nick Cage weirdness.
When I saw Nick Cage floating as Dracula, that's when I decided I was absolutely going to see it. That was the turning point for me. And I was like, I don't know. And then I saw it was Nick Cage, and I was like, I'll take 3 tickets, even though I haven't seen it by myself.
That's one. I want to do. I want to watch that one. If you guys are interested in hearing our dumbass thoughts on it, there's not as much coming out in April. It's really like Evil Dead Rise, Mario, and Renfield. So like, I feel like Nick Cage is specifically going to take roles. This is hard for me. I actually don't mind the Nick Cage parts of the trailer. I think the Nick Cage parts are actually okay. Him floating was kind of weird because he has his leg cocked to the side, like he's obviously wearing wires.
That's how it is, though.
I know.
I love campy stuff, though. To be honest with you,
but Nick Holt, when what's Aquafina's like? Did you just cut that guy's hand off with a serving platter? And he's like, it's all in the wrist. That's when the movie fucking lost me. I can't stand humor like that, where it's like very casual. Like, oh, it's just all in the wrist, no big deal. That I would watch it almost to hate watch it, but it might end up being hilarious and great. But the trailer's doing a really weird marketing campaign on it, where they know people are going to see it because it looks bad, if that makes sense. But Nick Cage is marketable in his own way.
He's got like a cult-like following at this stage. It's like I think he's more famous for being himself than anything that's in his work. Yeah. I want to watch Willy's Wonderland or whatever before Five Nights at Freddy's because that sounds insane. Ghostface just said something that blew my mind though. I've been wanting Ghostface to use a scythe since the costume is basically the Grim Reaper costume and was called Father Death. If Ghostface ends up using a fucking scythe, best Scream movie of all time. Also, that would be tough. It would be cool if he had the big scythe, but not practical. He needs like the death scythe from Puss in Boots Last Wish, the fucking 2 mini size from Sly Cooper.
Yeah,
bro. But is it practical? I don't know.
I'm so sorry. I just had an epiphany. Guilty pleasure horror movie is without question Jeepers Creepers 1 and 2 for me.
I was going to ask you.
Without question, it's Jeepers Creepers 1 and 2. What am I talking about? I'm pretty sure I text you guys at 4 a.m. all the time. It's like, if you actually think about it, Jeepers Creepers 2 is brilliant.
I didn't know
if that was considered as like a bad movie though. So I just didn't even
1 million%.
We talking about it so much.
1 million%. It's so weird that we all saw it at like kind of young ages though, where we were like, "Nah, that shit's terrifying," because we just have like child memories from it.
I have not seen Jeepers Creepers in so long, but I was wondering if you were going to say it, but I didn't know if you thought they were actually good movies or not. So I was like, there might not be a guilty pleasure if you actually think it's good.
Yeah, I think that they're probably bad. The first one, I think you could make the argument. The second one is without question bad, but are monster movies supposed to be good? That's my argument. Are they even supposed like? I don't think anybody wrote the Jeepers Creepers 2 script was like, oh shit, we done changed the game. Like I don't think anybody did that. So I think it understands the assignment, and so I will say I think it's a bad movie, but in the best way possible. And I just think for me, as far as like real life scenario, like put myself in their shoes, Jeepers Creepers is the most fucked up situation I could ever find myself in. So I think it's just scary for me on a personal level.
I think I know my guilty pleasure horror movie. I've been thinking this whole time. Killer Clowns from Outer Space. It is absolutely Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
Yeah,
there's a
game, really
game,
good one.
There's a game coming out for that. Somebody asked a while ago about the Friday 13th game. I think it was Red Pill. We definitely played the shit out of Friday 13th game.
We getting back on, dog.
Hey, I would love to play Friday again. But it reminded me. I like somehow by like 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon, I was like, Friday 13th game, Killer Clowns from Outer Space game. Wait a second. I've seen you know who made me watch Killer Clowns? Fucking Lurch.
Of course.
Lurch.
Of course.
He loves that movie. I watched it and was like, wait a second. This is like so shitty. It's amazing, but in the best way possible. And it's like 90% practical. So that's definitely my guilty pleasure horror movie. So retroactively, Marcus, I hope you like that answer. Oh yeah. See, Iceman's with it. Oh yeah. And 88 Killer Clowns from Outer Space was good when I was a kid. Yeah. Yeah, I still remember the first time I saw Killer Clowns from Outer Space. It was very unique.
Yeah.
I think the actual clowns themselves are weird looking. I don't know if they're actually like scary per se, but some of the kills in it were really fucked up. Like they like wrapped somebody in cotton candy. And I don't know, as a kid, I was like, that sounds horrifying. I don't know. I was such a weird little kid. Also, Emmy saying Halloween 2.0 is her guilty pleasure. It's not scary at all. It's just a fun time. See, H2O, is that the one where they have masks? Is that the one without Michael Myers? I'm not as...
It's a 20 years later one, right?
Is it? See, I don't...
It's like H2O
wait, is that...
20 or something like that?
Oh, yeah. That's the one with the rappers in it, right? I forget...
where he's in like the building on fire and he's like 360 spin kicking Michael Myers.
See, I don't know.
That's not a guilty pleasure. That's fucking pure cinema. That's not. that's not a guilty pleasure at all. Wrong Turn might be a guilty pleasure one for me. I don't know how people perceive Wrong Turn, like if they think it's like good or bad. But Wrong Turn was something that I watched a lot as a kid. It would always come on Sci-Fi. Yeah. It would always come on that channel a lot. That channel's full of guilty pleasure horror movies. Like I'm pretty sure that's what they show exclusively.
I was talking about that in the Iceman LL Cool J. That's who was doing the spin kicks, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Or
was it Busta Rhymes?
Crazy conversation. I haven't seen this movie. This is the crazy. was it Busta Rhymes or was it LL Cool J?
All I know is Michael got his ass whooped in that building. I don't care how it ended. He got served.
I really I need to watch the Halloween movies, but I like my like a small idea of like how good it is in my mind right now. And apparently the Halloween franchise is so divisive. It's kind of like Scream, where everybody has a different idea on what's the best one and what's the best interpretation of Michael. So I low key do. Busta was in 7, not H2O.
These chats are crazy. It's like, no, H2O was LL Cool J. Resurrection was Busta Rhymes. It's like, oh shit, CM Tales from the Crypt. Oh my god, Tales from the Crypt is amazing. And there's another thing called Tales from the Dark Side, I think, too, that I also watched. That was like a bonding experience for me and my uncle. We'd always watch Tales of the Crypt. It came on Chiller, which was this TV channel that used to be just all horror stuff back in the day.
That's Lurch had that on repeat, and he had every DVD of Tales from the Crypt. When I was a kid, though, I didn't think the narrator or like the opening guy was super scary because he reminded me of the old grandma from SpongeBob that says chocolate, like she's like wanting chocolate. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
She looks just like the narrator from Tales from the Crypt.
It's the one where it's like just a stick, basically.
Yeah. I put those two together as a kid, and it somehow made it not scary for me. I was like, this is just silly. But that was like adult Goosebumps, right? Kinda. or like I don't
Yeah,
know.
so to speak. Yeah.
Like I barely remember that show, but Tales from the Crypt, that's apparently a classic.
I might have to revisit Tales from that. Like I haven't watched it since I was like 11, 12. Like I'd love to see how it holds up now. I'm sure it's great.
Yeah. And for everyone talking the Halloween stuff right now, the continuity of Halloween, like you guys are saying, like Halloween 6 and stuff, doesn't the continuity all like jump around though? Like I know that's kind of the another thing that's holding me back is there's certain movies that retcon Laurie and Michael's relationship, and like there's a whole bunch of stuff, but then they retcon it in the new trilogy. Like, is there like certain viewing for Halloween that is preferred? Like for a new Halloween person, if you were like, you should watch these specific movies, is it the original one, and then you just stop with the original? Do you watch the like? What do you think?
I don't know a lot about Halloween, but from what I understand, it's like impossible to keep track of. Like apparently, it's pretty. Like I think they're kind of somewhat tied together, but I think it's pretty fucked up.
Okay. Because I would love to watch it, but I will low key be so confused. I would have to rewatch one and try to forget the new trilogy to make sense of what's going on in, like, especially the Rob Zombie ones. I don't think that's like a reboot, right? It's not even the same.
Yeah. Those movies get a lot of shit, by the way. I didn't mind the first Rob Zombie Halloween. I didn't mind it. The second one, but the first one I thought was okay.
Because he goes more like hillbilly stuff, right? Because I have seen like that House with 1,000 Corpses. I know Rob Zombie likes his weird shit. Oh, okay, Iceman. So Halloween has lists like Marvel for Endgame. So there's like I can check out a watch order.
Okay.
My man Ghostface, the horror expert. Like I watch Halloween 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, H2O as one timeline. Okay. And the Rob Zombie one is its own thing. So, like, if I were going to do a Halloween marathon, I would just avoid the Rob Zombie ones, essentially.
Yeah.
Right? So, okay, that's good. Blue Icy Rose, what's up? The Halloween franchise is basically like choose your own adventure. I like that.
Seems that way. It seems that way.
Horror-wise, I'm trying to think. I know Evil Dead comes out this year. I know The Extras comes out. I've only seen Insidious 1, and apparently Insidious Chapter 5 comes out this year in like June-ish. I don't even know where Insidious takes place now. Insidious isn't in Conjuring? Insidious and Conjuring aren't the same?
No. Because our boy, whose name escapes me for whatever reason.
It's like Patrick something.
Patrick, he's in, but he's the... Yeah,
he's Ed Warren, and he's the dad, right?
Yeah.
I want to watch Insidious movies, but I don't know where they flow. Like, I don't know if they're actually good movies to watch. Because I loved the first one when I was a kid, but I don't know. I would love to catch up on a lot of horror, but I don't know where to catch up on horror. There seems to be so many blind spots that I have, and I'm trying to figure out where to start all. I don't know.
Streaming is so crazy in the sense that it's like if you do have blind spots, it's like you have the option to watch all of them. So it feels like, where do you even start? At least that's how I feel. Yeah. I still got to do the Indiana Jones thing, man.
And yet, same. I'm slacking on Indiana Jones. I'm slacking on fucking Godfather, which I know I always get a lot of shit for. I haven't seen all the Alien or Predator movies. I've seen the first two of both franchises. Never do anything after that. But I love Predator. I want to watch, and I've seen Prey.
Amazing, by the way.
Prey was amazing.
That. I rewatched that recently, by the way. Held up so well. I
thought about Prey, the dog scene, with you a couple of days ago, and I was like, the dog in Prey has that dog in it. You know what I'm talking? It's a dog with dogs in it, dog. That's how a baller that dog is.
I would argue that the dog in Prey is the dog that people talk about when they say you got that dog in you.
Right.
That's what I think. He is the standard.
Let's see. Let's see. Yeah, as a grown ass man, red pill, I agree. Nothing really scares me now. See, I have that mindset for a lot of slasher stuff, but I'm gonna tell you right now, when I watch possession horror, I don't know what it is. Like as a kid, I think what fucked me up is I watched the Paranormal Activity movies. Have never been the same. I've never been the same. I put some WD-40 on my bathroom door, and now it closes by itself all the time. Dog, I feel like I'm about to die every night.
Dude, what's so crazy about those movies to me is like nobody told me that they were like not real. Sorry, my lighting's all over the place. Nobody told me they were like not real. And so I saw like the Paranormal Activity trailers where they're like, "Nah, this is 100% real." I totally thought that's what was going on.
Yeah.
Like Blair Witch documentary style. Like this is legitimately found footage found in the house of these poor people.
Oh, it's crazy.
It's I don't know, the Ghostface. Yeah, that's a good point. Slashers with no gore is an issue. You really have to have some really brutal slasher movies now to have them keep up with the slasher times. I think that's you guys have been recommending Sick on Peacock, like very similar, and it's got the Kevin Williamson writer from Scream. Excuse me, but how's the gore? Because it's hard for me to watch a slasher movie now without it having something fucked up happen. And I think that's, fucking Jason and Michael always doing their crazy shit. It's like set the bar high for horror movies. You can't really have a realistic horror franchise without really fucked up kills. But not torture porn kills like Saw. I think
Saw's too much.
See, but
too much.
I haven't seen Saw. I just know it's fucked up. I from what everyone's told me, I know it's fucked up.
Saw can get pretty gross, especially in like the later ones where I feel like it kind of becomes a how fucked up can we be kind of situation.
They're just trying to amp it up like every movie, and it's just turns into like a gory thing.
I agree with you, Cole. Like I'm all for gore and everything, but I never want to feel like I'm like watching a fucking snuff film.
Yeah.
Like
oh yeah, there's a balance.
Yeah.
So Ghostface has a hot take up here. I don't know if Dallas, if you'll agree with this or not.
What's up?
Hot take. The original Poltergeist is a bad movie. I don't like it. I saw it for the first time last year. It was so lame, other than a few cool moments. What I'll say on this, I feel like at the time that was a scary ass movie.
I think it is a great movie that is probably not aged well at all. I think with movies like that, I like to talk to people who have like are alive and well when it came out and actually went to see it and kind of how it resonated with them. And the way you hear other people describe it, it's like the scariest thing of all time. So I think it was just very much of the moment and of that time. But for me, it's fine. It's whatever. It's definitely not scary in any way.
I don't know. Listen, the Poltergeist scene that sticks out with me is the tree. The tree shit had that tree
can be spooky.
Because I remember being a kid and seeing like branches outside my window and being like,
that's true. Man. That's true. That was me as a kid too. It just not even with that specifically, but like, don't ever show me scary shit that's like at my house. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like a tree or something like. Sure. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Let's see. Scream is definitely the best horror franchise in terms of consistency. Absolutely, Red Pill Alpha. Like I had no idea that Scream held up as good as it did. I don't know if there's any other horror franchise that keeps up with it, to be honest.
Time out. Poltergeist used real dead bodies in the pool scene.
Yeah, I've heard that too.
What?
I've heard that too.
Also, Ghostface, I agree. The Exorcist has aged so well. I watched it or rewatched it for the first time in a long time about 6 months ago, and it's still like one of the scary movies that I've seen.
See, so my experience with The Exorcist, me and Corey were kids doing the maze game like fucking daily for fun because we were weird. But I never watched The Exorcist because of how fucked up that maze game was.
The game, yeah, I've never seen it.
I will never forget. We were all hanging out. I don't know who was all there, and we played the maze game. And when she came up on the screen, we all ran and her face just stayed on the screen and nobody could get it off, and nobody had the balls to go actually turn it off. We're in like elementary school, mind you.
Mm-hmm.
So we're just sitting there. She's like screaming consistently on the screen. That scarred me for life. And it's just a picture of that bitch, by the way. Like I have never watched that movie just off one picture. So that's going to be a fucking scary one for October.
The shot of the priest waiting outside the house before he goes in for the first time is like one of my favorite shots of all time. It's the one that's always plastered over like, you know, the posters and everything.
Yeah,
one
of
my
poster's
favorite.
Tough.
Yeah, one of my favorite shots ever.
That alone, like I've never seen that movie. That's a poster I would like to own just because of how perfectly it sets the tone. But the real skeletons, how do you even? Can you imagine being like a producer? Like, I don't know what, and being like, it's going to be cheaper if we use real skeletons. They donated their bodies to science.
Why?
They donated their body to be in this movie. What's up, KillQuest? Later, CM. CM's out of here. Too hungry, it's getting late. Oh yeah, CM, get you some food. Check out the Oscars if you care. Let's see.
You know, I think this is I was thinking about my favorite horror movies again, and I think Sinister would have to belong somewhere on that list for me too. I genuinely love Sinister so much. Genuinely love it so much.
I did like Sinister. That was one I took a chance on. I don't know why I watched Sinister. It was like outside of my horror. Like I would have never normally watched that movie, but for some reason, I think Logan, our friend Logan, made me watch that fucking movie. It scared the shit out of me because it kind of does something similar to Scream, where it takes like your expectations and completely twist them. Jump scares were coming out of nowhere because it didn't follow the rules of physics.
And Sinister also, I think one is just the 16 millimeter home videos that he would watch were just so like that. Those home movies deserve awards within themselves. Like whoever shot, which I assume same director named it, but shot the home movies deserves a load of credit because that within itself, just the movies alone, is so scary and actually is super disturbing to me. And I think also just anytime we start dealing with like ancient religions or ancient dark religions and stuff, that also freaks me out a bit too, because I don't know why I feel this way, but it's like anything that is old, like ancient, I assume it was just true at some point and just isn't anymore for whatever reason.
Jeepers Creepers.
But like it existed. Yeah, like half of me believes that Jeepers Creepers totally real. Totally real. 100%. Strangers Night Out is that's a good one too, because the Strangers is fucked up because that could full on happen to you.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is a question I've had burning in me. So you both have seen The Strangers?
Yeah.
Okay, so I haven't. But there's a scene in Cabin in the Woods where the Strangers characters come out as a little cameo, or it's like basically them, they're wearing the mask.
Mm-hmm.
Are they supernatural or are they just fucked up people?
No, they're just fucked up people.
Like the way they sometimes, like there's scenes where they'll be like in the house or something and you'll be considering like how did they get in the house, but it's just people.
Seems like more of like a filmmaking thing than like an actual like, you know, like the mythology of them is that they're supernatural or anything like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
If I'm not mistaken, aren't they like affiliated with Charles Manson and shit? Am I tripping on that? Like they're like, isn't that part of the thing? Am I tripping? I gotta look this up. Make sure I'm not getting it.
Ghostface is saying that they have a whole reboot and trilogy coming. Like, damn. They've already planned a whole trilogy? Did The Strangers go off like that? Did you guys like it? Was it actually a good movie?
So it was based off a true story that involved members of Helter Skelter, Charles Manson's little cult, who actually did kill people. So that's what it was. Okay. That's what it was. It was based off that. I just looked it up.
Okay.
It's right up that alley for me because it's like they're not supernatural, but it is very like haunting. You know what I mean? Like
Red Pill, I'm gonna let you know right now, it's Jason. I haven't seen Nightmare on Elm Street, But Jason's my guy.
Michael. It's probably going to be Michael for me.
Jason. Definitely Jason.
Why Michael, dog? Why Michael, dog?
Of the eye roll. The side eye.
I mean, Michael's probably a much better killer and like character low key, but I just like that Jason don't give a damn and he's supernatural, man. It don't take much for me.
I like that Michael's motivated purely by seemingly nothing at a certain stage, where he's just like, you happen to be here. Like, I think the funniest thing is when he, like, in the 2018, I don't think is that a reboot or a sequel? I think it's technically like a sequel,
it's
right?
Resequel.
The 2018 resequel, where he just like finds the guy who's working on a car, like the mechanic, and he's like looks at him and he's like, those overalls seem kind of my size, and so he just beats him to death for the overall. Like how excessive Michael Myers is for no reason. Like when he's moving through houses, it's just murdering people. So I guess it's like, I guess for me is like, I think people like Jason sometimes because he can be a sympathetic figure. I like Michael because he is not. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not looking to Michael as this guy who has a big reason behind his actions and the things that he does. I love that it's just seemingly for no reason at all. Just fueled by darkness. Just a piece of shit. I enjoy that. I don't want anything about a killer that makes me like see humanity in them. Not into it.
Does Freddy ever get a moment like that? I see a few people saying that Freddy's their favorite, and I could see Freddy. I know, like he's got the most personality, which easy to latch on to something like that. I've seen so many compilations of him saying like bitch and shit like that. Does that stay consistent with him though? Like, is he like as actual character? I don't know how his kills stack up. Does he stay consistent with that? Have you guys seen Nightmare on Elm Street enough to really talk on that?
I saw 1 through 3. I've watched those like multiple times, but anything past that, no.
Okay, Corey, anything? You're blind on that too?
Freddy just be talking his shit, man. He just talks. He just really gets his shit off. I enjoy that about him.
Yeah, I want to watch Nightmare on Elm Street really bad, actually. I've heard there's a lot of mixed movies, I guess. Like there's some apparently some really fucking bad ones. And when horror's bad, it's like bad. But if it's like watchable bad, like guilty pleasure kind of bad, that's not so bad. But Nightmare on Elm Street, I don't know.
I think also the audacity of Freddy is really funny too. Like you were a pedophile and you have like, and you're treating it as though like people just burned you alive for like no reason. Like everybody was so mean to me and now I'm mad. I'm here to get revenge. It's like, this is on you.
Wait, I just saw somebody. Oh yeah, prime time, bitch. I've definitely heard that line before. I have seen Freddy versus Jason. That's like my only known Freddy stuff. He was definitely talking that shit to Jason. Thing about Jason though, it's easy to talk shit to Jason because he's not gonna say anything back. And Jason talks with his fist. The Freddy versus Michael, Who wins? We had we're gonna bring Who wins back eventually. But Freddy versus Michael is one we wanted to debate so bad. Dallas argues his heart out on why Michael would beat the shit out of Jason, and me and Corey double team him the entire time. And my biggest argument was how bad Jason fucks up Freddy. And on the power scaling list, Freddy losing to Jason, I think Freddy would beat Michael. So Jason beats Michael because of the chain of events. I'm interested to know what you guys think. Who wins in a fight, Jason versus Michael? Let us know. We'll have a fucking rematch on Who wins.
I'm standing by Michael to the end. We can argue in these comments. We can do it. I don't care. Michael always.
Michael's not supernatural though, man. That anyone that doesn't have an answer for Jason's supernatural,
talk to him, Red Pill. They tied, dog. He didn't even beat his ass like that. They tied. Let him know, dog.
I remember Jason holding his head like he just won a fucking Super Bowl. All right.
Hey man, you take that up with Red Pill. He said they tied, so they tied.
That's gonna be Dallas's argument tactic. Fucking take
I'm
it over
telling
them,
you,
dog.
I'm telling you,
Yeah,
Michael ain't never tied with nobody. He just wins.
No, see, but if they cut the head off, then it's over. See, I agree.
See, Iceman gets it, dog. It's down to intangibles. When Mike goes down, my boy is getting off the deck every time. Every time. I can't say that for Jason. You knock his mask off, call him ugly, he gonna, whole PTSD episode. Put it like this: had Jason had a therapist intervene at a certain point in his life, he wouldn't even be Jason. Michael, they tried. Jason just don't got that dog in him like Mike. He just doesn't.
Man, listen. Here's my thing about Mike. Since I haven't seen all the Halloween movies, this is kind of a blind spot for me. But is Michael strong like that? I've seen Michael do some pretty strong feats, but Jason's like punching through metal doors even before he's Mecha Jason.
Michael Myers does like the Great Khali finisher where he just squeezes the juice out people's head. So I'm gonna assume he's pretty strong.
Oh, it depends on the timeline. He is supernatural. Freddy's truly immortal because he's a spirit. You can't kill a spirit. That's the thing. The Freddy versus Jason movie is definitely more of like a fucking fan service movie. So it's hard to take that as fact.
Look, you see it? He would try to drown him and he's going to have PTSD. Jason soft.
There is no other movie in the Friday franchise where Jason is afraid of water, though. They literally only did that so Freddy would have something for him, dog.
You got made fun of, and now you're a serial killer. You're not really about that life. You just happen to be 6'4". That's the only thing good that happened to you is you have NBA player genetics for some reason. And I just don't buy it.
Man, Iceman, you hurt my heart, dog. Michael just needs to wear Miss Voorhees face, and he destroyed Jason.
Boy, you guys should have been on the stream when we was doing this, man. You guys should have helped me out.
Nah, man. I'm telling you, Jason would take him out.
Show Michael his sister and he folds too. That's a good point. And my rebuttal is and we're gonna move on from there.
That's why Abel's my fucking guy. Abel. Oh yeah, Jason X for sure. Oh yeah, Jason X. You almost have to exclude him. You have to kind of pick. I think in the Wahoo Wins we had to determine which Jason we were talking about. If we were doing like part 3, part 4 Jason, where he's still kind of like a guy, Michael's probably going to beat the fuck out of him.
I think Jason X would fucking kill RoboCop. Like, I don't even think that's like a fair. I think that's like a fair. RoboCop video game coming out, by the way. Saw random gameplay of it on YouTube, and it looked kind of insane.
It's out?
I don't know if it's out, but it's definitely coming.
Oh.
I saw gameplay for it. It was wild.
I saw the reboot RoboCop, but I never saw the original RoboCop. But I love the reboot one. So that might be one. I would love to play that game.
RoboCop is a movie that sounds like it's a fake movie within a movie. Like, it sounds like something Mordecai and Rigby would go watch, And I often forget that it's actually very much a real movie. And it blows my mind all the time.
Okay. Red Pill's my guy. I really appreciate Red Pill holding it down. But does Michael Myers beat Freddy?
I saw someone earlier, forgive me, I don't remember who said it, but they did say that Michael has fears. And if Michael has fears, then I think Freddy can prey upon that.
What is Michael fucking his sister?
I guess so. Somebody would have to tell me what the fear is, and I'd love to hear it.
I ain't never seen Michael sleep, dog. I think he was in that sewer grate in Halloween Ends up all night, doing
chin-ups. Doing chin-ups.
But then he still gets folded by Corey.
Just to get his ass whooped by a high schooler. That's crazy.
So much potential with that movie, man.
Oh, you meant feats. Okay.
Feats, dang. Okay. Yeah, all of Michael's feats are more, are definitely more human-based. Like, I think another big argument I had was Jason actually fought somebody that had psychic abilities. I don't think Michael's ever fought someone that, like, Jason's fought Freddy and a psychic and came out on top for the most part. If you want to count it a tie, Freddy versus Jason, he was still walking away with his head. Could have punted it wherever he wanted to. I don't know if Michael. I don't know what Michael's answer is to supernatural.
Jason got knocked out. Jason went to sleep.
Who
Who
said
chin
that?
checked Jason?
Who said that, dog?
Please tell me who chin checked Jason. Ghostface said it, so you know it's true. You know it's true.
facts.
Shit.
That's verified, dog. That's verified. We ain't got to question it. That's verified.
You gotta look.
That's verified. I'm not even gonna double check. That's verified. Bro who wrote the script could disagree, and I'd be like, I don't know.
Yeah, Jason definitely did think he won. Freddie winking though, I'd be like, okay, but I'm holding your head. So, Laurie Strode versus Nancy Thompson. Jarrell.
Yeah, dude, they double syringed him. I remember that. They double syringed him in Freddy versus Jason, knocked him out.
Nancy
I do
Thompson.
remember
Where, what franchise is she from? I don't recognize that name. Okay, that's Nightmare on Elm Street. Okay, so I'm not as familiar on Nightmare, so I'm not sure. Is she the final girl of the Nightmare realm?
That would be really funny though, Ghostface. Ghostface said, how else did Jason fight Freddy in the dream world because he fell asleep? It would be hilarious if Jason just had to take a little nappy nap and just got caught slipping. I would love that person.
Look what happened to Michael Myers at the end of Halloween 4 and tell me he isn't invincible. See, but here's my thing though, and this is always going to be the problem with the Halloween franchise. I'm a reference Halloween Ends. And as long as Halloween Ends is a fucking movie that exists, you can't tell me there's any version
that's fucked
of
up
Jason
my
that
argument.
loses.
That's fucked up my argument. I feel like if we're doing Halloween Ends, we could all beat Michael up at that stage.
He's old man Michael though, so I don't know if that really counts. Like I said, if we got to,
He was old in the previous, in the 2018 one though. He's old in the other ones.
That's true.
Like gray hair.
Iceman, I actually have an answer for this. Why hasn't Jason become a Dead by Daylight character yet? It's because his rights are fucked up. His gaming rights and movie rights. He is in a whole heap of trouble. They finally have gotten through some of these rights, but for a minute there, the Friday the 13th game almost had to get shut down because of the rights. So if he ever did show up in Dead by Daylight, I can almost guarantee you there'd be a huge spike though. But yeah, huge lawsuit going on right now. NBC is Peacock is going to have a Friday 13th show, but then somebody else is trying to make a Friday 13th movie. So we're in a weird space with Friday 13th. I don't know when we'll get another Friday or another Michael centric movie, or Freddy for that matter. Seems like Scream's the only like classic horror franchise that's really going strong.
Well, remember, A24 is doing that Friday the 13th series. We keep forgetting that, but I'm extremely hyped.
I think that's a Pamela one. That's a Pamela one. I think it won't even be Jason. Which with A24, I'm
cool with that though. I'm kind of cool with that.
Oh yeah, Jason doesn't start teleporting until Jason lives. Yeah, part 6. That's my Jason, dog. Like I said, I point this out every time. Got my part 6 Jason action figure back there. You probably can't see it because of the lighting, but
you don't like Pamela Red Pill? I'm interested in Pamela.
Depends on how they do it.
I'm a tune in.
I would like it to be back and forth. I'd like Jason present day, like having fucking flashbacks of his mom. That way you can kind of have both. It's hard to make Nightmare on Elm Street requel because Robert Englund is pretty old now. It's possible because Jason Blum wants the rights. Okay. So I'm confused on the Nightmare stuff because I think when I was looking into some Wes Craven stuff, he apparently does New Nightmare, and that isn't it's like in the world, the real world, where Nightmare on Elm Street is a real franchise, but then a killer spirit possesses the embodiment of Freddy. I don't know. I'm confused on that. It's very like Scream-esque, but supernatural, I guess. So that one's one I definitely am confused on. So I don't know how you do a Nightmare on Elm Street. It would be hard to recast Robert Englund, from what I know. You guys say that he's like the guy.
They recast him in that Friday the 13th, or excuse me, Nightmare on Elm Street reboot, right? It wasn't him in that reboot, was it?
Did they have a reboot of Night?
I'm sure there was was it like 2011 or something like that? There was a Nightmare on Elm Street reboot, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe a bit earlier.
Did they do a CGI? I feel like it was CGI.
Not sure, but I don't think it was Robert Englund. Someone correct me if I'm wrong though.
Ghostface,
2010.
2010. New Nightmare was basically the precursor to Scream as trying to be meta, but
Bro,
perfected that meta.
bro knows
slasher
what
Scream.
date it came out on.
Hey, Ghostface is a real one.
Encyclopedia, dog.
I fuck with Ghostface heavy. We've been in the comment section of the Scream videos, definitely talking all that Scream stuff. I love Ghostface. Abel Robert could show up in a wheelchair if he gets tired. I like his little cameo in Stranger Things season 4.
If I saw a trailer of Freddy in a wheelchair, I would absolutely go see the movie at least 11 times.
Still has the hat and everything, but in a wheelchair.
Yeah. Just him wheeling up.
No, in a remake, it's our boy Rorschach. Abel. Can't be dropping Rorschach in here, dog. Hey, the guy that plays Rorschach, could be a great fucking...
Yeah, that would be... Actually, that would be perfect.
Abel with the fucking... the exclamation points, for sure. For sure. But Red Pill saying Robert Englund's the only guy that can play Freddy. I feel like I gotta watch the Nightmare movies before I can comment on that. Because he's iconic, though.
The reboot was bad from what Ghostface is saying, which I feel like it was. Otherwise, I feel like we'd know more about it.
Old man Freddy. I'm telling you. Would they do a remake? I don't know. I know since Wes kind of did the...
he was the actor for the remake.
He was?
Damn, we're over here like, bro, we got the fucking greatest... Abel's got the greatest idea of all time.
We're just idiots. No problem. We're just idiots. I mean, you want to talk like anything outside of the horror stuff, I could throw some knowledge at you, but this is my blind spot. I love learning all this stuff though. This is I think marathoning horror stuff will be some of the most fun I have watching movies, because there seems to be such a deep lore and like community around it. Yeah. Like I feel like I could look up anything online about horror stuff, and there's like 1,000 different informational websites, comment threads, anything that's like gonna tell me all the stuff I need to know.
I knew it was really deep when we did the tier list video and we had people coming out of the woodwork giving us like scientific breakdowns as to why at this stage of Michael's life he was able to bench press approximately 655 pounds and how it would fuck us all up.
What's up, Paul? Unfortunately, people think Pamela Voorhees is an afterthought or throw-in character. She was original and Jason was an afterthought. I mean, that's 100% true. I don't think... I want to know what made them go the route of Jason and how they like got to the supernatural part of Friday the 13th. That's an interesting... if there was a documentary on any of these, one, I want to watch them. So if there is one, please let me know. But I would like to know the creation of some of these franchises. If there's a Scream documentary somewhere and it's like goes through all the Wes Craven movies, please let me know. I would love to watch that. Let's see, what's up? Ghostface said he would like to see a requel for the Nightmare series because the thing I have love/hate relationship of the franchise. No character is safe from death, even the survivors. I do like that. I like when horror franchises don't mind killing the main characters. I understand. Like if Sydney died, I would pass away in Scream, but I don't like Friday never really has anybody. Like Tommy Jarvis has to be dead now, right? Not really. Fuck him. What's up, Ethan? Is anything going on in the Oscars right now? I'm low-key like, have we gotten to the best picture yet? I need to know if somebody won.
I just need Everything Everywhere All at Once to win Best Original Screenplay. That's the one for me, where it's like, it just, to me, it has to.
I'm great on contemporary movies. Anything like nowadays, contemporary-wise, I see just about everything as long as there's not some pre-existing movie like catalog I have to watch, like Nightmare on Elm Street. But even Halloween movies, I just went ahead and I saw the original, so I was like, I'll just watch this new trilogy. So anything that comes out the like present day, these past like 2 or 3 years, I've seen just about everything. My back catalog, though, of the stuff that I have to watch is massive. Like every day I add something new to the list, and I feel like I'm never going to actually catch up on it. Man, look at Ethan dropping the professional wrestling. Corey, This is where you come
I,
in, dog.
I just clocked into it recently. I enjoy it a lot. My brother's really big on it. I know that last pay-per-view was crazy. But
Was
I'm just now
Elimination
getting
Chamber?
into.
What was the
Was that-
last?
There was a bunch of.
What was the last thing? What was the last WWE thing? I don't even
What
know.
do you mean? It was
Like the last
what-
pay-per-view.
Are you asking about like the events? I mean, it's just like I think it was like 2 weeks ago, maybe 3 weeks ago.
Hmm.
So it was like a WrestleMania thing, pay-per-view thing.
I watched WWE a lot when I was young.
I was really locked in on WWE heavy. I actually think I stopped watching about whenever CM Punk left. Whenever CM Punk dipped out of WWE, for that long period of time is about where I stopped watching.
Yeah.
I think because I remember like The Rock beefing with John Cena after he made the big return and everything. So, and I remember The Rock wrestling CM Punk. I remember a lot of CM Punk stuff because I actually hated him because he had this steel cage match with Jeff Hardy and Jeff Hardy lost, and so he had to leave the WWE. Turns out my boy was on drugs again. But at the time, I thought they just had my boy out, and Jeff Hardy was like far and away my favorite wrestler. So yeah, a few years, I'd say maybe like 2013, 2014 is when I stopped watching WWE. So I haven't been tuned in. I still see stuff about it though. Like I kind of know vaguely about the Sami Zayn Roman Reigns thing. Kinda.
Right.
Kinda.
Yeah.
Everybody's on steroids. It's very true, Red Pill.
Oh,
Very
yeah.
true.
Rip Eddie
Dude,
Guerrero.
When I was little, I thought these guys were really just like that massive. Like when you're growing up watching wrestling and stuff like that, you think that these guys are just like in the gym getting yoked the fuck up, and they're not. they're all,
I mean, they are in a sense like
Yeah.
like they have to work hard. You don't get to just take steroids and be buff, but it's like anyone who lifts weights for a meaningful amount of time starts to understand there's no fucking way. There's no fucking way you're getting this big and staying this big.
Yeah.
Maybe you could do it naturally if it was like for a competition or something like that, and you have like you can peak at certain times, but just to stay that big.
I like that people were kind of throwing shade at The Rock recently. I think it was like Joe Rogan that was like, The Rock's definitely on steroids, and everyone's like, oh, it's like, you don't fucking know this? You think he's that swole?
I think it's crazy to look at The Rock and be like, he's natural. That's insane. That to me, that's a crazy thing.
No, unfortunately, every single person that's jacked in the movie industry, if 3 months ago they look like a fucking string bean, and then magically you're Chris Evans that's like ripping out his shirts and shit for Captain America,
bro. Or Chris Hemsworth is the one that kills me because bro is selling like fitness courses, and like that's fine. I looked at his fitness courses, like it's pretty. One, I don't think you should be paying for them because it's pretty typical workouts, like okay, kettlebell exercises and everything. Like it's stuff you could find online easily, but also it's called like the Thor workout. That's my issue because he is juiced to the fucking gills, and it's like you're kind of giving someone the impression that if they do these things, they'll be able to have the Thor body when we know he is on roids.
The steroids. If I sign up for the Thor workout and he's sending the fucking steroids to me, then we might have a discussion. But I am not doing this kettlebell shit, and then I'm gonna still look the same. And he's over here looking like 200 pounds heavier.
I'm not mad at the steroids, by the way. Go crazy. If you got it, like go wild.
If you got the money for it, do it. Yeah, for sure.
Go wild. I have no moral stance on it.
And yeah, Ghostface chat, very versatile today. Came in talking spoilers for Scream 6, and we're going everywhere. But hopefully you guys are having fun. Hopefully you're having fun. I knew this would low-key happen, though. I was like, we're going to go off the rails, and I think it'll be great. So I appreciate you guys sticking around, hanging in there, because it's been pretty fucking fun, I'll say. The BC Network, I think this is a good question to get us right back on Scream for a second. Who's our favorite Ghostface killer of the entire franchise? Right now it's between Billy and Jill for me. Billy's OG. It's hard to fuck with him, but there's something about Jill getting this close to getting away with it that was crazy. That was crazy for me. I love that twist. Jill's up there, but Billy and Jill, I didn't mind. Miss Loomis is up there too. Miss Loomis is up there. I really liked her motivation. But yeah, Sierra. Unfortunately, a lot of people survived. That's a huge gripe for Scream 6. I don't know if that bothered me as much as it bothered maybe some hardcore, longtime Scream fans. Were you guys upset that more people survived, or did you want more? Like, who would you have killed in Scream 6 if you would have killed anybody? I I think if Mindy died, it would mimic Randy too much. Chad being the Dewey, he survived last movie, so he has to survive this movie. Like, I don't know. They kind of put themselves in a corner where maybe nobody can die.
I would have liked more people to die, but I don't necessarily know who you could have chosen that would have made, like, I guess, sense.
Okay, I do agree. Amber deserves her roses though. BC Network, even though I know some people don't like that Amber killed Dewey and that she was kind of weird. She almost killed Gale too. Killing 2 legacy characters in one go.
Tough.
That's you can't fucking knock the dedication she had. Even though I don't know if she would have folded Dewey like that. She had that crazy strength though. But I do agree with Ghostface. If you killed, you would have killed Mindy because then Chad's the only guy character of the group. So that's true. You don't have to have a guy in the group, I guess. But for the sake of like the old Holy Trinity of Dewey, Gale, and Sydney, you kind of have to have Chad stick around. I don't know. It's they're gonna write themselves into a corner with Scream eventually, though. Like, it's gonna happen, or they're gonna have to do something that's super different. Yeah. I don't know how though. I'm not. 88's not upset. More people survive. See, that's the reveal and people surviving seem to be the 2 big things. Apparently, there's not as many Ghostface kills of main characters or something, and people are frustrated with that. Dang, cops are out here juicing. How can they afford that shit?
I did see what you said, Red Pill, about having like a juiced Ghostface. I would love for a Ghostface to be like fucking just bursting through the fucking cloak.
Tightest cloak ever.
Just like you get into like a grapple thing with him and you're immediately like oh shit.
So the opposite of mini Ghostface that we were talking about earlier, we're talking like Michael Clark Duncan, Green Mile, just fucking 7 feet tall Ghostface running through doors. Low key, I would love that, but it falls into that same scenario of like you already fucking know who the killer is going to be. You already know. So that would be hilarious though, unless you just had like they frame a Scream sequel around like a bodybuilding, fucking Chad's bodybuilding now or some shit.
What I would love is for there to be an insanely jacked character who we know is actually Ghostface the entire time, and it's just like, but in the end, he ends up fighting jacked Ghostface. Like you just swear it's him the entire time.
Mindy looks at everybody in the group and just sees fucking 7'5" Michael Clark Duncan basically, and it's like, okay, like, well,
fucking
obviously it's him. He's like, I swear to God, it's not me. It's like,
next thing you know, you just find Michael Clark Duncan fucking dead, hanging up somewhere.
Oh yeah, make the Rock, make it the Rock.
Dear God, no! I would know it's the Rock immediately.
The Rock wouldn't wear a mask though.
He would put his dumbass logo on the chest of the cloak. Like it would be terrible.
Exactly.
But I agree, Corey. He would in his contract. He'd be like, 1, I can't lose. 2, my face has to be seen.
He would do the scary phone call from the first, and he'd be like, "Who's your favorite superhero?" And they'd be like, "Batman." He's like, "You sure it's not Black Adam?" Are you sure? I think it's Black Adam.
He kills everybody that didn't see Black Adam.
All right, bitch.
No, it's Batman. And he's like, he hangs up. Just hangs up.
Are you the reason Black Adam failed? Did you go see it in theaters? And then they say, yeah, totally. Fucking, I don't see it on your fucking stubs, dog. Like, he would definitely have the receipts. That would be hilarious. Oh. Whoa, Ghostface. Mia Goth in a Scream movie?
It would work.
It would be great, but as soon as she was in it, I'd be like, she's the killer. If she's not the killer, then That's kind of the tough part too. Like you really have to cast your ghost face really well. They have all been white, but white people are crazy. Red pill. That's just what it is, man.
Idea racist white character is more terrified when he takes off the mask and it's a black guy. Like screams, mask falls off, black guy screams louder.
Hey, that'd be a good ass kill though. Like if you killed somebody as Ghostface and as they're dying, you just kind of lift the mask, let them know who it is while they're dying, put it back down. You don't even have to show the audience. Like we don't have to see who it is. But I like the idea that the Ghostface killer, if he wanted to make it super personal, this is me, by the way, and then puts the mask back down. That would be so cool. Scream has the potential to do a lot of great stuff. They just got to kind of think. They have to break the formula a little bit. I think that's what this new trilogy or this new franchise has to do. Break the formula just a little.
Jonathan Majors.
That
would be crazy.
Everybody dies. That's the fucking last Scream.
Takes mask off. It's like, wow, you're pretty handsome. Dies immediately. Jonathan Majors is jacked.
He was huge in Creed.
I don't believe he's only 6 foot. That's insane to me.
Oh yeah, Ghostface Gremlin. That's right. They did lift the mask up for Casey. That's right. Actually, the franchise does a black Ghostface, just not in the movie.
Tell us more.
Red Pill, Jonathan Majors was juicing for Creed. Oh, don't say that, dog. That's the one guy who believes natural, dog.
That's probably true, but if he told me he just did like 100 push-ups a day, I'd be like, for sure, 100%. Oh, the TV show. I've never watched the TV show. Are you going to do that, Cole?
I've had a very small part of the Scream community be like, you should definitely watch the show. But it's like a back and forth where people are like, the show is amazing, and like the first 2 seasons, and then there's other people that are like, nah, the Scream TV show's ass. Is made by MTV, and I was like,
now MTV made some bangers once upon a time, dog.
Where are my dogs at?
Come on, man.
Where's that VH1?
Same shit.
Exact same, right? But yeah, I've considered it. I don't know if the fact that the Scream TV show is not in the Scream universe it's hard for me to get as into it, I guess. I don't know. I would definitely try it though, but it's a big commitment.
I did not know that it had multiple seasons. I thought for sure it was just a mini series kind of thing, which I think could work, but multiple seasons of a Scream show seems, I don't know, it seems like plot-wise that could get a bit silly. Silly.
The first season's worth it. Favorite death scene in the franchise. Whoa, Ernie. That's some big talk right there.
Teen Wolf was a cool show, though, Ernie. I did watch the first couple seasons of that, and it was actually pretty hard. I had real life questions about if I was meant to be a professional lacrosse player based on that show.
See, and that's kind of my big thing on the TV show is, like Ghostface is saying, I love how it tackles the TV format. I thought they executed it well. So does that mean they're going like meta with TV horror? Because if they're like continuing the Scream meta commentary, but for like TV horror, I've never seen American Horror Story and all that stuff. I'm not sure when the Scream TV show came out. Didn't you guys say it was like 10 years ago or something? So I don't even know what was out at the time.
I was about to say no fucking way, but that would be 2013, and so that's definitely plausible.
Right after 2011 Scream 4, I could see it, man.
We're getting fucking old, dude. This is disgusting.
2015 and 2019. Ernie's saying, okay.
15 pounds lean muscle is impossible in 6 months without drugs. If it is, I want the routine. Give it to me.
We can't afford the fucking amount of food we would have to eat for that.
No, if they can guarantee I gain 15 pounds of muscle in 6 months, I will buy the fucking food. I will fucking do whatever needs to be done.
Man,
That is a good point, though, Ghostface, about being able to spend a lot more time with the characters in a TV show format, so that it does allow their deaths to actually mean something.
I think it would work really well in the Scream franchise. I haven't seen the Child's Play or the Chucky franchise, but I've heard the Chucky TV show is so good because of that very reason. Like, you get to actually kind of spend time with the characters, you get to spend time with Chucky, and it's a little bit more fun to watch along in that. I feel like it would be fun to watch a season-long Scream franchise where you're trying to figure out who the killer is for an entire season instead of like a 2-hour movie. Mm-hmm. But if the reveal fell flat, I'd be like, I just fucking watched a whole season of a show and I hated it.
Which is the gamble writing-wise with these movies, I think, in a show like that. It's like the reveal means so much to this franchise.
Yeah. Chucky's one I know. Chucky and Nightmare on Elm Street are two horror franchises I know I would like, but have just never... I've said this many times on the channel. Corey's older brother Bobby tortured me with fucking Chucky, the little doll.
Yeah.
And I've never recovered from that. So I've just never had the influence to go watch it.
I watched it scattered. Like, I've seen Child's Play. I've seen Child's Play 3. Haven't seen the second one. I saw Chucky's Bride, or Bride of Chucky, whichever way. I've seen that. And that's about it for me. So, like, while I've seen those movies, and I don't think I actually actively watched them, if that makes any sense. Like, I think they were almost kind of serving as a background thing for me to kind of watch. So yeah. I'd have to actually if I revisit them again, it would feel like the first time watching them. I should probably do that soon.
I think Chucky's got a new season 3 coming out soon, so definitely a good time to.
You feel old at 16, Ethan? Man, dog. You were born in 2007 and you're 16, which is traumatizing to hear, honestly. Like,
dang, I got 10 years on you, Ethan. My birthday's coming up, March 15th. I'll be the big 26. What's that? 3 days from now? Shit.
26? Corey, you turning 26?
No, I'm not turning 26, bro. No.
I'm 24. You guys are old.
March 30th. Yeah. This month I'll be 26.
We're on the later half, man. We're on the later half of the 20s.
Ew, bro. Like, if you're 27, does that mean you'll be in your late 20s?
I think 26, you're already in the fucking category, dog.
That's late 20s. Yeah. That's disgusting. You guys are old.
I'm definitely like that.
My man Ghostface turned 20 this year in September. Man.
I assumed you were 90 years old, and that's the only way you've amassed this much knowledge about horror. So.
You do have a lot of horror knowledge, man. It must be your favorite. Appreciate it, Ethan. Happy early birthday. Oh yeah, Ernie's 21. Okay, we got the young crowd with us tonight. Marcus, I've seen Wednesday. Have you guys seen Wednesday?
I've seen Wednesday.
I have not seen Wednesday. I'm slacking in that.
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed Wednesday. I went in with expectations though. Like,
listen, hot take coming here. Tim Burton, if it's not stop motion,
not for you.
I wouldn't say that. I'm just not. It's not essential viewing to me the way it seems to be for everyone else.
Did Tim Burton make Beetlejuice?
I'm also turning 25 in May, Abel. So I'm right there with you.
Abel. I haven't seen Beetlejuice, but I think that's made by Tim Burton, and that's like consistently considered his best live action horror or whatever. I don't know if he even does horror.
I do like Edward Scissorhands, Ernie. I do like that movie a lot.
Oh yeah, Night Owl. We're holding it down. I don't know. We'll probably start closing up soon. I don't even know how long we've been going. 3 hours? Shit, hasn't felt like 3 hours.
I'll definitely check out Wednesday though. I'll definitely check that out.
Wednesday's a good one. I think it was for what it was. I thought it was good.
Batman Forever over Batman 89. Ooh, I'm not mad at it.
I don't know, dog.
I'm not mad at it. Hot take though.
I'm not a huge fan of Batman 89. Is Batman Forever the one with Bane? If it's got Bane, I'm with you, dog.
I think Scream 19 will happen. BC Network.
BC Network. Scream 7 already got greenlit.
Yeah.
Scream
It
7.
was probably greenlit before Scream 6 came out.
Scream 6, literally, the day before Scream 6 came out, they greenlit Scream 7. I think the pre-ticket sales for Scream 7 were humongous. Humongous.
Batman is better animated, in my opinion. I think Batman the Animated Series is, you could still argue, the best piece of Batman that we've gotten in media outside of comics. So, I mean, I think that's a very valid take. Very valid take.
I think so, too. I think Batman works better animated no matter what.
I think you could even argue, like, people talk about the best Batman movie, they bring up The Dark Knight and everything, but if you really wanted to, I think it would be Mask of the Phantasm. To be honest with you, I think that's like the best Batman movie of all time.
Forget who said that. Somebody said that in the past live stream. They were like, Mask of Phantasm. I was like, dang, I haven't seen that movie in so long. It's on HBO Max, though.
You like Punisher over Batman and Daredevil? Oh.
Ernie, you got some hot takes, dog.
Oh.
You gonna hurt Dallas,
Talking
man.
about like the shows, or just talking about the characters in general?
That's good. That's a
Either
good
way.
question.
Either way.
That's a good
Either
question,
way.
Corey.
It's a crazy, crazy take.
Man,
Ernie,
that Daredevil show is crazy.
The Dark Knight is the best Batman movie.
We about to get in the superhero takes, y'all. Shit.
Man, you guys are saying...
Ethan, I can't stand the Bale Batman movies because he didn't like Bale's Batman, but I did like his Bruce.
He's definitely the best Bruce Wayne, in my opinion. But I also think Christian Bale probably spends a large portion of his day pretending to be a handsome, charming dude. You know what I mean? So
he was just American Psycho, but Bruce Wayne.
Agree about Catwoman, Ghostface.
See, I haven't seen Michelle Pfeiffer Catwoman. That's Batman Returns. That's like the only Batman movie I have not seen is Batman Returns, and I don't know why, because I know I would like that movie low key. But when I was a kid, I thought the Penguin looked weird, and I never watched it.
I agree with you, Ernie. I thought the Punisher series was okay for the first season. After that, it fell off a bit for me. Daredevil season 2 is definitely the best Punisher we got. I actually prefer to see Punisher kind of alongside Daredevil than trying to carry his own show. Punisher's never done it for me, though. I've even read a lot of his comics and everything, and outside of that Punisher Max run, he doesn't do it for me.
Yeah.
Dark Knight is amazing, though. I do think the Batman has an argument to be made as far as live action stuff goes. And you guys, Corey and Cole, know how I feel about the Dark Knight. I think it's fucking one of the best movies ever. But the Batman is incredible.
The Batman is slept on, I think. I think the Batman gets slept on.
It's Gotham, man, and just how it looks. That's like the most accurate depiction of Gotham that we've seen.
Red Pill, I really love Iron Man, but there's no question I love Batman way more, man. I know I've got way more Batman comics. I've seen all the Batman movies other than Batman Returns. Whoa, you want a hot take? Batman 2022 is overrated. Ernie.
That's not a hot take. That's wrong. Objectively incorrect.
Ernie, why are you throwing the heat?
You
in the
are
chat
hurting
like
my
this?
feelings, and this is not a good conversation we're having right now because the Batman 2022 is perfectly rated.
Mid at best. Oh, see, Ghostface. That's what I'm
Mid
talking
at
about.
best.
Mm.
What? Articulate yourself, dog. You had to explain to.
No, we're fucking ending the stream right now. Actually,
fucking drop the Google Docs hyperlink, dog. I want a dissertation. I want 20 pages. You like Halle Berry's Catwoman? That's officially the new worst take that we've ever had.
No. Night Owl. I remember watching the Catwoman movie when I was a kid, and I thought it was good.
I was excited for it because of Matt Reeves and Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. Were you disappointed by so few monkeys involved?
Oh, I do like Clayface. They need live action Clayface.
We do need that. X-Men fans.
Marcus.
Come on, dog. Come on, dog.
Marcus.
Dog. Fucking love X-Men.
When I tell you X-Men is probably the hardest franchise of all time, low-key some of the most badass comic books you'll ever read, I'll talk X-Men all day. Colossus, that's my guy. Anybody has anything against Colossus, I ban from the chat.
I actually think in a perfect world where we got like the best versions of every superhero movie that we could get, X-Men would be far and above like the best, in my opinion.
I think
Yeah.
Marvel, MCU, low key, they're like whatever, rebuilding. We can be shit right now. They're gonna come in hot with X-Men. I'm telling you that right now. Right now.
Another hot take: DC over Marvel. We talking movies or just in general?
You could make a good argument for that. I think.
If we're doing like just in general, I
In
think
general,
DC has
yeah,
always kind of been more my speed. In fact, like Marvel's
in
big
general.
selling point to me is X-Men. Like that's Marvel's big thing for me. In general, yeah, 100% then. 100%. I don't think that's hot. That's a super hot take. I do fuck with Spider-Man heavy though. I do fuck with Spider-Man.
Night Owl, you're not into superheroes, but you'd also choose DC over Marvel. That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
I actually think it caters more to people who are probably not into. I think DC has a lot more like variety of stories based around superheroes that are more catered towards people who maybe don't like generally like that kind of stuff.
DC's animated content goes faces hard as fuck. Some of my favorite movies is like Justice League Doom and stuff.
Justice League Unlimited's like a goated show. Like that show's genuinely great.
Oh yeah, Wolverine game, Ethan. That's gonna be hard.
Yeah, Wolverine game's gonna be tough. Same studio that made the Spider-Man games as well, which are great.
Mm-hmm.
So,
so real quick question, since we're kind of talking on this, I think the next superhero movie to come out is Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Are you guys hyped for Guardians of the Galaxy 3? And yes, Ethan, Teen Titans is a goated show, no matter what.
Because you like Teen Titans, you get what I'm saying, dog. Even though they're the same person, Slade, way better than Deathstroke. Better than Deathstroke.
100%. 100%. I'm kind of like back and forth if we're gonna cover Guardians of the Galaxy, which is why I ask. Because Marvel stuff, it's hard to cover Marvel stuff sometimes on the channel because it's so oversaturated in the YouTube world. We love watching Marvel and DC stuff, but obviously, you know, we want to talk about stuff you guys want. So yeah, Ghostface is fucking with James Gunn's word, Ethan, 100%.
Yeah,
I'm excited for Guardians 3. I think it'll end on a great note, but people are gonna be like, okay, Marvel's back, and really it's gonna be no. James Gunn just cleared his fucking trilogy, and now he's out of there.
I love Blue Beetle, Night Owl. I'm super excited. I'm scared because I want it to be good because I love Blue Beetle so much, and Blue Beetle's such a cool ass character. I want him to be good. I want it to be such a good movie, so I'm kind of scared, but no, I'm definitely excited for it for sure.
Blue Beetle is one of the most OP characters of all time, and nobody knows it. Dude can just drop nukes out of his backpack if he wants to. Like, dude's crazy.
That is a hot take, Ghostface.
I was about to say, I think that is a little hot take.
That is a crazy hot take. I'm not tripping when that's Multiverse of Madness, no.
It is kind of like a horror type thing, though. Like, it's got jump scares and shit in it, too.
Top 5, huh?
I think Doctor Strange 2 has a special place. I feel like that movie, if you don't go into the trailers and you don't go into the overhypeness of the MCU, like standoff movie, it's actually better than we remember. I think we went in expecting something completely different, though.
I don't hate Multiverse of Madness. It just kind of let me down. I had a concrete idea of what it was going to be, and I was let down on that front. You know, if I just blind watched it.
So we haven't done quite as many live streams on the channel because we didn't know if we would even have anybody interested in those live streams. So if you guys really like this live stream, we can definitely do this a lot more often, and it can be a lot more broad. Like, obviously, this was supposed to be like spoilers for Scream, and we're talking like Marvel and DC and shit. That's kind of the fun part about the channel, is we get to talk about movie stuff in general, TV shows and all that. So if you really enjoy the live stream and hanging out with us, you know, I think we can definitely start hanging out and doing a lot more live streams. I don't know if we can do it weekly, if we can have like scheduled times that we do it, but I've had a great time. Corey and Dallas, I assume you guys have had pretty fun, right?
Yeah, definitely.
I think it's really cool being able to interact with you in the real time, especially with I don't know, the Scream stuff has been really fun, but there's so many movies coming out this year. Um, and I think the best thing moving forward, especially for movie reviews, if it's like a lesser, like I feel like an Evil Dead Rise live stream would be way more fun than an Evil Dead Rise movie review, because I think it would be fun to talk about like the cheese grater scene from the trailer and stuff like that, right? Um, so we might do a lot more polls and a lot more like community posts, kind of asking if you would rather have a live stream for certain movies or if you'd rather just have a quick review. Because we would love to keep talking with you guys about stuff like this. Probably about to have to close out here in a second, though. 3 hours and 20 minutes. I don't know how much longer we can go. Even though I've loved it.
I do need Ghostface's hot Marvel takes, though. I'm so sorry. I do need him. I do need him.
Hey, Ghostface, you've definitely piqued Dallas's interest in a lot of the Marvel stuff.
Multiverse of Madness at number as a top 5 has actually taken a year off my life, if I'm being 100% honest. And I say that with love.
Ernie, for sure. For sure. Evil Dead is definitely a 420 type of movie. You might actually have a mental breakdown in the theater if you do that. I think you should do theme live streams. What do you mean, Night Owl? Like themed as in like we're talking about broad stuff? Or
Captain America is not that hot. Like Chris Evans is handsome. You're tripping. Chris Evans is handsome.
Is that
that's Night Owl's take. Chris Evans is a handsome guy. Chris Evans is handsome.
He's a pretty handsome guy.
If any of our girlfriends met Chris Evans, we'd be like shook if he was like into her. We'd be like, holy fuck. It's Chris Evans. Chris Evans. Damn.
That's true.
Didn't like Shang-Chi trailers. So you didn't like the trailer or you didn't like the movie?
I like both, really. The movie goes hard.
Age of Ultron is actually one of the best Marvel movies.
Appreciate that, Marcus, with the $9.99 live chat for Ghostface hot takes. Hey, there's definitely been some hot takes in here. Hey, low key though, we've come up with some great Scream ideas for the future. That's all I'm gonna say. They want to take some of our ideas. 7'5", swole ass Ghostface, part 1, part 2 to end the franchise. That's all. I'm just saying.
Hey man, call us, man. Tap in with us.
For sure.
I don't know how far you guys are going.
But yeah, we really appreciate that, Marcus.
Cookie cutter handsome. That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. I feel like that's Captain America's point though, right? He's supposed to be like the most average, or most boringly handsome dude.
I think a lot of people like his Captain America personality a lot. That goes with the looks.
I agree with that, Ghostface. I can be critical of Marvel movies too. I do think that we've kind of stretched a bit thin with Marvel in these most recent phases, but I do think people kind of go in with crazy expectations sometimes, especially for like no way you thought Captain Marvel fucking 4 was gonna slap, dog. There's no way you actually thought that was gonna go crazy.
The Marvel, when you really like step back from Marvel and you realize they are making these movies for children at the end of the day, like they obviously know they have adults that watch these movies, but they are making these movies. There's so many different like perspectives of their audience that they're trying to catch with all these movies. Like if you watched Ant-Man Quantumania, you didn't like MODOK, you thought he looked dumb. I promise you every 5-year-old thought MODOK was hilarious. I promise you every 5-year-old thought he was hilarious.
It's never those things that kind of get me caught up with Marvel movies. To me, it's always like the format in which they're being released and also like that narrative model.
Huh. My wife Rachel's in the chat. She said, as a straight woman, I can confirm that Chris Evans is a top 10 most handsome person in the world, apparently. No cookie cutter about him. Promise I still love you, Cole.
Top 10? Top 25 for me. Top 25. Say this as a fully straight man. I have like an entire database of most handsome celebrities in my head. 100% I do. 100% I do.
Yeah. Oh, the the Marvel franchise is definitely something. I want to keep loving it, but I do feel myself stretching thin. I think that's another big reason why watching Scream and kind of getting into the horror stuff is a very refreshing for me, because it's like, damn, Scream was actually good,
Yeah.
and there's not like a weird toxic fandom about it. Like Marvel's kind of almost getting in that weird like Rick and Morty esque, almost like Star Wars esque. Like you got some weird fans that are gonna say it's great no matter what or bad no matter what.
Pedro Pascal top 10. Valid.
I don't think he's that handsome though, personally. I don't
It's the
think
charm. It's the charm.
Pedro's got the charm.
He's approachable handsome though, you know what I'm saying? Like if I saw Chris Evans in the street and it was like, hey man, and he like wasn't Chris Evans, but they're like, hey man, go like ask that dude for a favor. I'd be like, who is this? Like, it doesn't look like a real person. You know what I mean? Not a real person.
For sure. Oh yeah, Ernie, I did like that when he didn't answer Scott until he called him MODOK.
Ryan
awesome.
Gosling, solid pick. Top 15.
All right, Ernie, another hot take. I know Dallas probably missed this one too. Thor: Love and Thunder was a kids movie, and I still enjoyed it. For kids, great movie, but for me,
fuck that movie.
Not for me. Night Owl, if you could choose one MCU superhero to never see again in a movie, who would it be? To never see again?
Mine would also be Tony Stark. So I don't want them to like keep using that.
We got to move on from Tony Stark. We have to move on.
Let it die and let it be buried. Don't keep, you know what I'm saying? Because it takes away from the grandiose moment that you get at the end of Endgame. Definitely Tony.
And like again, we've talked about this like off camera before. My fear is that the MCU is going to start to make the same mistakes that the comics make, where it's like, because they're so vast and they take place over such a wide amount of time, that all the things that happen within that universe aren't actually concrete, and they lose a lot of their value. And they lose a lot of their significance within the broader narrative. Like if Tony Stark actually comes back, does it dilute the emotions that we all felt when we watched Endgame the first time? No, but it does kind of dampen it a little bit for me, where it's like, damn, bro isn't even actually dead.
It depends on how they play the rules of Secret Wars / Kang Dynasty. If we're saying it's an alternate reality version of Iron Man and he comes back, I could see, I would let that fly a little more. It doesn't have to be Robert Downey Jr. though, but here's my thing about the Kang stuff. They've introduced the variants of all these characters and how like they can look different sometimes, like Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, Tom Holland, Spider-Man. Why does every Kang look the exact same then? Like the continuity on some of the multiverse stuff, I'm like,
no, see, that's my thing, man, is like people grant Marvel this like crazy credit where it's like, nah, man, everything's a fucking puzzle piece, dude. They got this shit charted out to 2085. When to me, it kind of looks oftentimes like they do not have this as well thought out as we'd like to think that they do, in my opinion. And maybe that could be from a lot of changes, you know, like if the grand scheme of the universe is dependent on each movie, as people like to believe, then one falling through or getting delayed could cause like massive, you know, shifts in the narrative. And so maybe that's what happened. But it's like, for it to be perceived as this like well charted out, super meticulous, like Ernie Dallas said that we aren't ready for Doctor Doom. Yeah, no, we're not ready for Doctor Doom's hardest person of all time. But if it's like this supposed to be this mega charted out thing, why does it feel so lazy sometimes in terms of continuity? Like that's my problem with it now. It's like the first few phases, do they have their flaws? Yeah, but things were pretty rigid and things were pretty consistent pre-Endgame, I feel like.
I know that Marvel had a lot of like executive stuff breathing down their neck, like Bob Chapek, COVID, like they had a lot of stuff. We're probably not going to see Marvel kind of re-correct itself until the next year or so. I would say right before everything that's getting filmed right now is going to be a lot better than what we've seen previously. A little concerned about Blade though, with that whole situation with the director leaving, but
if Mahershala drops out, man,
I know that's what I'm saying.
Blade, I would be so devastated.
My man Marcus asked if we had a superpower, what would it be? Clones. I want fucking 100 shadow clones / multiples of me. I love that. Love that power.
Clones are teleportation. Clones are teleportation for me. I can't handle any like serious power because I would turn into an awful human being, as we've discussed. So it would have to be something like powerful, but like put a cap on it.
Mine would probably be the clones. Clones is a good one, or maybe like a Sharingan kind of thing, like the ability to copy abilities. That way, you kind of have all the abilities. So maybe if you could retain the information from the clones, kind of how Naruto does in the show.
Yeah,
I think clones should be number one on most people's list.
My only fear would be it getting caught, like for whatever reason, clone fucking stubs his toe and disappears. But my clones are gonna hate me because bro's gonna be working double shifts at every Amazon warehouse in the universe.
At the house watching movies, chilling on.
Listen, hold on. So Abel, he said that's whack, Cole. Think of Invincible. Listen, I'm telling you, I would be Omni-Man in a fucking heartbeat. But Duplicate was a scrub. She could only make like a few duplicates though. Here's my thing though. When I think of superpowers and the question of what power would you want, I always think of it in the context of this is the real world context. So do other people have powers? Or am I the only person with powers and it's going to benefit me in the real world? And if it's my power specifically and no one else has powers, I'm going to do something that's going to give me an edge on something or make my life easier. But like, because super strength would be great in the real world, but like what could you really do with super strength? Like I could be the greatest UFC or football player of all time or some shit, or greatest power lifter of all time. But if I'm going to choose a power, I want to make sure it's something like if I can have one of me editing a video and one of me working my real job and then one of me doing grocery shopping while one of me takes the dog outside, that's one of the best powers of all fucking time. As long as none of them do some like
that's fair.
Some riot or some shit.
I just couldn't have Omni-Man stuff because to be honest, I would be 100% evil and I would like rule the world within 2 years and I'd be an awful human being. And so I can't handle that kind of power. And so I don't need anything like that. But clones is like, how many can we make?
If I had to put it like a limit where it's not too OP, I would say like 10 or 15.
Yeah.
Enough to make your own football team.
Yeah.
Offense and defense.
That would be great. Teleportation is another one for me. Just the ability to go. And I need it like instant. Like I don't need to like have a charge up period. It needs to be like Jumper, if you guys have ever seen that movie.
Yeah.
Love that movie, by the way.
Looking at the pictures, or you can just imagine it.
Just
like
imagine
you have to know where you're going. My thing with teleporting is always, can you take people with you? Can I teleport a car with me? Can I teleport 6 people with me, or is it just me?
Because that gets complicated because it's like, how are you teleporting? Are you like molecularly disassembling yourself and traveling? Because then it's like, can other people survive that? Like, or do you have like some kind of physiological thing going on with you that allows you to? That's a good question.
Yeah, we need the science of it because teleporting would be very clutch in its own way. I would never be late to work again. I would roll out of bed at fucking 8:45 if I had work at 9, take a quick shower, teleport out of there. But I don't know.
Or you could literally be like, you could suck it up morally and just rob one bank and just be great and just be cool and just chill for the rest of your life, hopefully.
Ghostface, I do like the idea of just invulnerability though. Like just being unkillable basically, or like never getting sick.
When do we get these powers though? That's
like in our lives. Like you mean like right now, or like we're born with it?
Like we're born with it, because that could turn into like a Brightburn thing pretty quickly, depending on what the power. Maybe not that crazy, but like a version of that.
I think we get it right now. I think something happens on the stream. You know, Fairy Godmother's in the live chat. She's like, powers granted. Now, boom, we all have whatever power we want. Night Owl has a good comment here, though. Can we talk about why we don't have live action Static Shock? Static Shock was one of the powers I wanted as a kid so fucking bad. I thought the ability to control electricity was so good. But Chronicle is a good ass power too. Telekinesis is a OP. Damn, there's so many good powers.
Telekinesis on that level is crazy. That's crazy. Also, a Static Shock live action movie would be amazing. I just need that to be because I saw a bunch of rumors about like Jaden Smith playing Static or something. That's
Come on. Yeah.
That's a negative. But you know, if we could actually get like a great cast, I'm all for it. Hopefully, Blue Beetle does really well, and that can be kind of like the door opener for characters like like a Static Shock and stuff like that.
Yeah,
because Static Shock has like real relevance to like people our age. You know what I mean? And like Static Shock was the fucking show.
If they made a Static Shock movie, it would do great. I think there's a core audience there that they would get the comic book fans, but the people that watch the show, and that would be great.
Exactly, Night Owl. Exactly. Jaden Smith fucking puking, dog. That'd be terrible.
Hey, but Marcus basically just explained that he wants all the powers, aka he wants to be Dr. Manhattan, which I'm also cool with, as long as I don't go into a weird fucked up mindset.
What if you were Dr. Manhattan, but you don't get to be shredded? You just like float around with your current body, but just blue.
I'm still cool with that. With that. I would probably wear clothes.
No, you can't wear clothes. You can't wear clothes. That's the rule.
I'm naked all the time. Do I at least have the G-string?
Nah, man. 100% naked all the time. 100% naked all the time. And the reason I find that funny is just I think it would be hilarious to be like this all-powerful being, but like kind of out of shape. Like you can like like you can shift matter and shit. Caleb. Oh yeah, that'd be perfect. Caleb,
who's that?
The guy from Stranger Things. Perfect.
Can he pull off the hair that Virgil has in the show though? He's always been rocking like the fade top. You think he can?
I'm sure he's
kind of got Corey's hair. You kind of got the Static Shock right now, Corey.
I mean, it could be me. I don't know why nobody said that already.
Corey being a Static Shock. I can see it.
What was his white sidekick's name that was like doing technology or some shit? I forget his name.
I can't remember.
Damn.
I forget his name.
I'm not gonna get it. I
remember he had really cool villains too, like the Shadow Dude. Like that was just like essentially like that was like a really cool power.
I want to go back and rewatch it. I'm scared it won't hold up though, and I'm nervous that it'll still crush my childhood. Good. Okay,
still good. It's Dwayne McDuffie, man. Not a lot of people know him, but Dwayne McDuffie wrote Static, Batman Beyond, I believe, and he did all the Justice League and like the way that we perceive DC animation in that period of it was pretty much all like fathered by him. Like he's that guy. He passed away though, really sad.
Hey, Night Owl said the whole reason he thought it was Static Shock because he saw you, Corey. See, you reminded him, dog.
See.
When the casting comes up, casting comes up, dog. You better. I'll fly you out wherever you got to go. It might be in Atlanta. You take a quick drive.
Man, it would be amazing. But even if it was the worst movie of all time, I would thoroughly enjoy coming on this platform and telling people that it's the greatest thing to ever happen to cinema. It could literally be the worst movie of all time. Be like, nope. Godfather sucks. Static Shock better.
Would go faith. I have faith in James Gunn because he knows comics and likes to bring in unknown characters like Polka Dot Man. See that, but this is where my thing with James kind of I agree with you, but I feel like because Static Shock is a newer character, he wouldn't give him the same amount of roses.
Also, Ethan, technically Matt Murdock in the comics has red hair, so yes.
True. And Wally West, if you're counting Wally West Flash, that's my guy. Wally West, best Flash.
I need the Jon Stewart Green Lantern movie. That's what I need. That's what I need.
Lanterns is coming, dog.
I'm so excited about that.
It's gonna be crazy.
It said True Detective style, and I was like, "What?"
I'm excited for DC stuff moving forward.
Yeah, it's gonna be great.
I think Marvel and DC is really gonna. I think these next couple of years it's gonna be great to be a horror fan because this past year all the horror movies slapped. Marvel and DC. Marvel's kind of having a hard time, but I do think DC's gonna up the quality a little bit, and that's gonna force Marvel to be like, damn, we low-key gotta do better.
Tom Cruise's Deadshot in the Batman sequel would be crazy. Like if he took the mask off and it was Tom Cruise, I'd fucking freak out the theater.
Tom Cruise would have in his contract that he has to outrun Batman in a chase sequence, though.
He'd be like, "Hey, yeah, 100%, 100%, 100%."
Abel, Shazam 2. Listen, I low key think Shazam 2 was going to be ass, based off all the trailers, but with the early reviews coming out of the early screenings, people were actually saying it's really fucking good, and the trailer sucks.
I am not super interested in Shazam, but if it is good, of course I'll watch it. But I didn't even like the first one was fine, but I didn't love it as much as everyone else seemed to. So Shazam just may not be for me.
I'll definitely give Shazam a shot. I don't know if we're gonna do a review or any live stream of it. But I definitely think Shazam 2. I'll definitely check it out. Might do like a quick thoughts on it if it's something really good. But that's coming out like a day or two. It comes out the day after my birthday. If you go to the Thursday night premieres like we do. So I might go check it out. It's like a little birthday showing, but this very second, not super hype on Shazam 2. But going in with low expectations sometimes like that, and then going into like to see a movie like that, and then it blows it out of the water. That's actually what happened to me with Thor Ragnarok. I thought Thor Ragnarok, I was excited for the Hulk. I was like, man, Thor movies kind of suck. Saw Thor Ragnarok and was like, this is the greatest shit of all time.
Let's not forget Black Adam and our initial thoughts on it. So, dark times, we don't have to get into it, but we were walking out of Black Adam like, let's go.
I think it's the music. I listen to the music every once in a while. I'll just pull it up. That dun 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 dun. It was like so fucking grandiose.
I saw Dr. Fate and he didn't suck, and I was like, perfect movie. Don't care.
If you guys want to see superhero stuff, we'll definitely keep doing it. It's one of the things where it's like we want to keep doing superhero stuff, but we get a lot more engagement and comments from you guys when we talk about like Pearl and other horror stuff. So I want to be sure that if we are talking, we want to make sure we're watching stuff and talking about stuff that you also want to talk about. Because even though we enjoy watching just about anything, we are doing this because we want to hang out with you. So if there's ever, like if you do want to see our thoughts on DC movies, any type of movie like that, let us know. That's definitely what we're here for. If you want to do a live stream of Shazam 2, we might fucking hate it. We might roast the whole movie. But then also we're going to start talking about WWE and a bunch of random shit. So the live streams have the chance to go off the rails at any time, which is the fun part of it. And anyone that joined into the live stream looking for Scream 6 spoilers and then they see us talking about Shazam 2, they're probably like, what in the fuck is going on? So if you guys enjoyed the live stream, we appreciate you. If you haven't liked the live stream, go ahead and like it real quick. We appreciate you guys hanging out with us. I think we got to close it up right now. We're closing up on 4 hours, and that's the longest live stream I've ever done. If you guys got anything else to say to close out, we can probably head out of here in a second. Any final words you guys want to drop on the chat?
Just thanks for coming. Thanks for sticking around. We appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
Oh yeah, if you've been here for the whole 3 hours and 40 minutes, like I know Ghostface has, my man Abel, I know Night Owl dropped in, came back, Ethan came back. Anybody that's been hanging out in here for a long time, I know Ernie's been hanging out in here for a while, and everybody, Jennifer I know has been in here. She popped in and out. No worries, Jennifer. But anybody that's been in here hanging out, 88, Marcus, scrolling through here, make sure I'm giving you guys your roses here. Really appreciate you guys hanging out. Everybody that donated to the live stream tonight, thank you so much. It means so much to us here on the channel. The crazier the live stream gets, the more it's harder to read your comments. So we really appreciate you guys supporting the channel. We like talking to you guys about this crazy stuff. Gonna figure out what we're gonna be talking about soon. We're kind of in like a John Wick. We're crazy hyped about John Wick, so that'll probably be one we do a live stream for, low key. So I hope you guys are excited for John Wick, because that's one of my favorite action. I'm more of an action movie guy, so that's definitely one I'm really hyped for. Be on the lookout for any of our tier lists. If you haven't watched the Pearl review and the Pearl video essay, definitely check that one out. We really hype up Pearl. We have a lot of tier lists and stuff about horror movies, so check out some of our older videos, especially you guys new with the Scream reactions. If you didn't know who Dallas and Corey were, now you know who Dallas and Corey are, and you can watch some of our older videos and kind of get more of our crazy shenanigans in there. But we'll see you real soon. We'll talk to you again. We'll probably do a live stream real soon, and we'll make sure we're keeping contact with you guys because we love you. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you real soon. Peace out.